Yo, 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 yo. Hello, you beautiful nerds. This is the Bantha Bunch Show, and this is your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, Bill. And tonight, I'm joined by the one, the only, at least that's what he tells us, allegedly, Producer T.
Yep. You can only see me one at a time, unless you're in Japan right now. I'm the other ones.
That's right. Well, no, that's Chinese. Never mind. I will save my racist joke for something else later. What is happening, Producer T? How you doing, man? How you doing?
Not bad. Trying to figure out what all shows we got to be discussing next. Some of them are starting to end. But we got shows that are about to begin again. So we're in that weird little cusp of, I guess we could talk about topical stuff because there's a lot of stuff going on right now, I guess.
There's a lot of stuff going on, man. You know, that's what the much more for is for in the in the title description. You know, because sometimes I put something in the title and then we don't even get to it because there's other stuff that's going on. So much other things going on in the world. This is the Bantha Bunch Show, you guys. We do this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. I am under the weather today. So every once in a while, I'm going to have to take like a deep breath like that. It's not because I'm losing my train of thought, and it's not because I'm scared. It's because I can't breathe. And that's really all it is. So do appreciate everybody who is watching on the Drunk Banthas channel, everybody who's watching on Nerds at Night, and everyone who's watching on Twitter from drunk_Banthas or social media formerly known as Twitter. If you're watching on there, shout out to you. Please give us a like, subscribe. Let us know that you're out there by chatting and commenting. Share this with your cousin, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your grandmama. Your granddaddy probably don't like this, but share it with him anyway. Share it with everybody. Shout out to Kirsten. She's not feeling well. She was going to join us today because baby Reindeer is pretty crazy, and we're going to be talking about that today. We're also going to be talking about some nerd news, and we're going to be talking about some other bullshit because Terry hasn't finished Baby Reindeer yet, so we want to give him a chance to finish it without spoiling it for him. But hold on, what's up? Oh, Othelius says, "What it do, man?" You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm just out here doing it, trying to be, you know, the best man I can be, man. Batman, Spider-Man, X-Man. I tried to talk to my ex, man. And she wanted. Oh man, speaking of X-Men, have you seen the Airbnb
I just been seeing videos of it, and it's been like other black creators, so I've been not really wanting to watch it because I've been hating on it so much and being like, well, why not us? Why not us? Well, yeah, I've been seeing a couple clips of it. Very, very envious. Congratulations to them. They are doing their thing to get invited, but
yeah, I don't know why I didn't get invited. I saw a black gay comic book got invited, but he's also in the in the New York area. So I guess it makes sense. Apparently it was, man, I don't know why my shit is cracking. Is this better? Okay. Is that not it? Apparently, this was in the area that the mansion's supposed to be in.
Yeah. I guess based in like where they're supposed to live at in America, right? Where are the X-Men supposed to be from? I thought they were like always like upstate New York or some shit.
Yeah, I think it's Westchester, New York State. Well, okay, so this is in Westchester for sure. So I'll have to look it up and see exactly where they from. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull up the image here. This is crazy. Like you could go through the entire mansion. He just got a big ass sentinel head sitting right there. You know what?
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to Instagram real quick and pull up Black Gay Comic Book Geeks post because he had a nice little tour. And I don't know if it's on his YouTube or not.
I think it was on TikTok. Or not. I saw someone. It was on TikTok.
He probably posted it on both. But yeah, I was like just the same as you, very jealous. Just like, yo, I live in Los Angeles. Why the fuck did they not do that here? And then I thought to myself, they do live in New York. And then I thought to myself again, like, we don't have any grass really. So, I mean, they would have to bring grass to make it happen. So I'll accept this grievance that's been.
Fantastic, Frankie. I was invited all the way to Westchester to tour the X Mansion and be part of the X-Men crew. I got to play around in Wolverine's room. Don't tell him. And recreate the iconic meme. You guys know what the meme is. And spend some time in Beast Lab, which, interestingly enough, also serves as his room.
This to me was like a very
Nobody's surprised that he sleeps in the lab as well. And we also got a full science cocktail course with one of the mutant recruits. And no surprise to anyone, but Jubilee's room was the best. But don't worry, you also have your own room for the new recruits as well. And we also got to see where the X-Men keep their costumes. Rest in peace to Gambit. Hopefully we get our own costume one day. And we went to the war room to find out what our mutant power is going to be.
That is so crazy that this is like that detailed for no reason.
It's kind of corny looking, but I'd still have fun. I feel like it's still fun.
It's definitely corny looking. Let's basically
it's corny, but it's just like, wow, they could be moving this all around. It seems very easy to reproduce.
Yeah, no, let's not forget to talk about the corniness of all of this because it is.
I found out that my X gene is actually elemental manipulation. Still trying to figure out what I want my mutant name to be, but once I figured out my power, I got my own official.
That's kind of part of the corny too.
Yeah, it's just
you know what I'm saying. Part of the charm, but
student ID card. But this just gave another reason for Storm and I to be.
I do like how the art looks really dope in the place. Like the painting on the walls looks very.
The cartoon part came to life.
Yeah, the paint on the walls is whack, you know what I mean? But like the art is really dope.
Best friends, we have almost the same power set. And then once I unlock my powers, I got to train in the danger room. And for those of you that
doesn't Black Gay Comic Book Geek Michael, doesn't he look like Alex, but like maybe like a little chubbier in the face?
That could be our cousin.
That could be our cousin for real. Like I'm like, yo, this is wild.
Yeah.
He could be related to us. He could be related to us. That's so weird. Oh man. That's by the way, this dude is hilarious. We had him on the show one time. Shout out to you, Black Gay Comic Book Geek Michael. He came on the show one time to talk about damn, I forgot what he came to talk about. He hated it, whatever it was. I can't remember right now. He did not like it.
And no, you know why I had to grab this picture of Charles and Magneto. That I wasn't just a guest at the X-Men Mansion.
Oh, it's got stairs.
After this event, I became a full member. And you can too. So come over to Westchester and Airbnb and unlock your mutant power and become a member of the Xavier Institute for Higher Learning. Thanks, Airbnb, and thanks, Marvel Studios.
Now that's dope right there.
Right.
You get one of those. That is fucking sweet.
So I wonder how much it costs because it's through Airbnb. So I guess anybody can do it as long as you get the reservations.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry guys, I didn't see you in the comments here. What up, Morgan? Morgan said, "What up, fam?" Othelia said, "Damn, bro, join the."
Show the X-Mains.
He said, "Damn, bro, join the X-Mains." Variant Alex, he says, he is right. Is that not crazy? That dude. Hold on, I'm pulling that back up. This is wild to me. Like, let me Maybe I'll just go to his page. Oh, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll sit my ass down. This nigga just looked like Alex. This is Alex variant for sure.
If you are fine and single and
okay, calm down, relax. But yeah, he do have all the gay stuff for your ass. Oh, that was
I need to start tagging him in some of my pins there.
Oh yeah, you definitely. I'm trying to get him back on the show. Morgan said, "Chubby Alex, laugh out loud." He said, "Getting the picture would be worth the admission." Morgan said, "Getting the picture would be worth the admission." Talking about getting the picture to the picture that we saw at the end. Man, I don't know if that would be worth the admission, but Morgan did make us go to see the Avengers thing at in Las Vegas. I don't think it's there anymore, but like you could go in and become an Avenger. And you had to like fight a war or a battle or some shit like that. I don't know. But you did get to like pretend that you were Iron Man for like 2 seconds. And everybody usually just crashes. Like you have to fly the suit with your head, like with your eyes and your face and your head motions. And I lasted like about a good minute and then I died. But like it was a long line, but it moved quick because everybody was just like, boom, dead. Okay, next person. Boom, dead. Okay, next person. Boom, dead. So I did it, and he was like, "Damn, that was as long as anybody's lasted." And I was thinking, "Damn, that was really short." And he was like, "Man, that was as long as anybody's gone all day." It's like, fuck. I guess I should be proud of myself. Felt like I got gypped. He said made you laugh out loud. Yeah, Morgan, but you were the only one who actually wanted to go to the thing. Like the rest of us was ready to go get high and get drunk. But we did go. We could have said no, to be fair. Could have said no. But we did all go. And then we did all have fun. I don't know if Sarah had fun, but we did all have fun. Fifth Bantha says Bill would make a good Iron Man. Would I? I'd make a good Iron Man from the comic books. Because he got drunk all the time. Tony Stark was faded all the time. I could have definitely did that shit. Easy. I do want to touch on some nerd news real quickly. As you guys know, we like to talk about some box office notes and see who failed, see who won. I don't believe there's any real failures in Hollywood because they all getting paid way too much to do pretending time. But let's see what it says here. I'm going to go through these quick because I end up talking about them way too long, I feel like sometimes. So here we go. Excuse me. Sorry. Starting at number 10. Debuted at number 10. Boy Kills World. With $1.67 million, aiming for cult status amongst niche audiences.
Yeah, it sure fucking is, because I know the type of people who would make something cult status and they love it, while I'm just like, I'm not really interested in it.
Did you see it?
No, I saw the trailers and read up on it, and it's like, okay, it's not my thing. So, I mean, for me, if it's not like a big name draw, for me, a niche movie needs to be in the horror category for me to be interested. Really, so that's kind of like my big thing. Is like I'm waiting for some horror movies to come out.
No gun porn for you.
Yeah, not really.
Which is what this seems like: gun porn, kung fu porn, film.
Yeah.
It's a
John Wick.
It's like
a good one, which was by Alex. I think it was Alex Garland who did Hardcore Henry. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, so Boy Kills World appears to be a cross. I mean, like a step above, like not Bodyguard. I always want to say Bodyguard, but stunt guy action movie. shit. Like it's a step above that. Like, but then it's a step below John Wick and all that stuff. Apparently, I haven't seen it. Alex saw it. He didn't like it. He thought it was really bad. He did have a lot of expectations going into it. Not like expectations in the sense that he knew what was going to happen and he was interested to see how they did it. It was more expectations in the sense that, like, you know, you got the Skarsgård. The trailer was
it a good story. Like,
well, he said that's the thing. The story is there's a lot of great story there. They just didn't really touch on a lot of it, is what he was saying. I feel like the story is told out.
Came up with a good plot, but they just executed it poorly.
They just tried to basically just be the action kung fu movie, and without telling any of the story, really, they just like. He said, "Look, it's action in the motherfucker. Like, if you want action, you could just go straight through it. Boom, 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 boom. Like, you're gonna get your shit rocked." But at the same time, he felt like they sacrificed the story to do that. Because you had a really dope story. Alex doesn't watch trailers, but he watched this one because I sent it to him. And he was like, man, I really thought he's like, there's more in the trailer story-wise than there is in the movie. Which I thought, man, maybe that's what they did. Maybe they made the trailer seem more interesting because they knew they didn't really get enough of they didn't get enough of the story out in the movie. So we got to tell people what the movie is about before they go see it. And then when they see it, then they'll be like, oh, well, I already know what's going on, but I just need to see all the action scenes now. And they had really good actresses in this movie. It's just like it just seems like they were wasted, apparently. I haven't seen the movie yet, but according to Alex, it gets a thumbs down. Well, Alex's ratings are: I hated it, I didn't like it, I liked it, I loved it. And this one gets a I didn't like it. So put that wherever you put it for it to make sense to you. I don't know. But so if you don't like Alex's ratings, that means you'll like the movie. If you do like Alex's ratings, then that means maybe you might not like it. I don't know. I did watch a really crappy like gun porn movie, action porn movie yesterday. Can't remember the name of it, but it had Michael Jai White in it. It's one of his movies that he produced.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, at number 9 on the
the budget was 18 million, so it made 1.8 with a budget of 18.
Damn. I mean, damn.
Have we got that sound yet? The failures noise from Price is Right?
I don't think so. We don't.
Oh, man, because that's the perfect time to do it.
It is. Why don't we have that? That is just.
We gotta get it. We gotta fix it.
All we got is this. I don't feel like that's
it. Like me announcing like I'm leaving the show or I got cancer or some shit.
That sounds like that old Hulk music that you just like at the end of the Hulk TV show. He's like walking down the street.
Yeah, or like some soap opera type.
Yeah, let's see what this one.
Robe, a well scrubbed, hustling robe.
Well, that maybe I don't know. Well, we got to get it. We got to get one better. Oh snap! It's Rachel V. Rachel V. What's happening? She said, "Isn't I don't hate it another of his ratings? Isn't I don't hate it another of his ratings? You know what? I think you're right. I think all his ratings are stupid, but shh, don't tell Alex that I think all his ratings are stupid." But yeah, I think you're right, Rachel. But welcome to this. Welcome, Rachel. Welcome, and welcome everybody else. Thanks everybody who is watching right now on Drunk Bantha's channel, Nerds at Night channel, and drunk_Banthas on Twitter. Let's keep it going. Share that shit, man. Share that shit. Keep everybody. Oh, sorry. I think my nose might be running. Keep everybody informed that we are on live right now. Discord, wherever you are. Tell everybody. Rachel V says, also, hi. Bar prep absolutely sucks. And she said, and laugh out loud, my lips are sealed. Yeah, don't tell Alex. Thank you, Othelius. You are helping me move this shit right along. I'm going to get to Euphoria. I have heard it, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts in just a few moments. That's why I kind of keep pushing through this list, because like I said, I can get stuck on it. I can get stuck on this list for like 30 minutes, because we can talk movies and budgets for literally like 2 hours alone. But at number 9, which was at number 8 last week, Dune Part 2, still in theaters, still at number 9. I predict that it will still be in the top 10 next week as well.
Right there, boy.
1.8. I mean, it's crazy that it still made more money than fucking Boy Kills World. Anyway, number 8 is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
I feel like I need to check that out, like from that newer one to this one. It looks like
the newer one is good. Alex said this one was bad. Everybody I've heard talk about this one said it was bad, but yeah, it seems like the newer one is good. I liked the one with Egon where he had passed away or whatever. I just recently saw it, thought it was pretty good. Number 7, Kung Fu Panda 4. I just can't believe that 4 decades later we're still sitting here.
Right, I'm telling you,
like
that is it 3? Out. I was like, what do you mean there's a Kung Fu Panda 4?
2.5 decades left? Like, that's trippy. That's trippy. I just can't believe it.
I almost want to look it up, but I know it's going to slow us down to see when 3 and 4 got released. And then
you can go ahead. You can just tell me at the end. Number 6, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which means waterboarding. That one came in at number 6. Number 5, Abigail, holding on strong, staying in there. Number 4. This is what's interesting. This is why we cover this.
I need to see Abigail. That's one that interests me.
Yeah, that's up your alley for sure. You and Kirsten. This is what's interesting. Number 4. This is why I cover this stuff, man. Number 4 was Civil War. It debuted at number 1 last week, like number 1. So that's a precipitous drop. It's a 38% drop in its total earnings, which is crazy. It made 56 million domestically, and it had 7 million in its 3rd week. Oh no, so yeah, no, it was in its 2nd week last week. And so in its 3rd week, it's at number 4, which is just crazy. To go from number 1 to number 4 is big drop, which means word of mouth is not doing your movie any favors. At least that's what it sounds like.
I mean, I feel like everybody who was interested in seeing Civil War has seen Civil War by now. I feel like their target audience, they hit their mark. I feel like they hit their mark on it, and for how there's, it's a bigger studio now, but like thinking when they first arrived and dropped on the scene, A24. I was like, that's a good run for them to get it at 2 weeks at number 1. Like, yeah, it's like when people win the silver medal, or no, it's like the bronze medal person who wins. It's like, if you get silver, you're fucking pissed. You're number 2. Fuck that. You were so close to getting the gold, but bronze, you probably didn't have no chance, but hey, boy, you placed. Good job. Yeah, you did.
Right. Or it's like the nigga who never. It's like the nigga who never placed, but he made bronze the last time that he was gonna run. It's like, well, shit. At least I got up in here.
Right. Yeah. So.
That's a good comp. Shout out to them. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm merely
nothing wrong with bronze, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'd be mad if I won silver though. I couldn't.
Yeah, nothing wrong with them.
If I got bronze, that means I knew I wasn't that good, and I was just like, that's admitting you're like, you saw everybody else compete against you. You're like, God damn, I knew I was good, but damn, these niggas good. And so you got the bronze. You was like, shit, boy, I'm still up there.
Yeah. Ophelia says, Lisa Galib. I think he's talking about that. I think he's talking about that Euphoria. Okay. Talking about Kendrick Asalib.
Shouldn't that have been Drake though, since he's from Canada?
No, he's not.
I'm just saying because he's from.
I don't know. I don't even know why I said no. I have no idea. I'd love to see the Photoshop of it though. That shit would be hilarious. Make Drake into a fucking Dune character, or make Kendrick and Drake Dune characters.
I guess if his response is somewhere really good, then I guess it would make sense.
And Rachel V says that your analogy is a really solid analogy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bronze medal.
I always been wanting to use that one. The Olympic thing. I always thought it was kind of funny when I heard someone tell me that about going to the Olympics and what it feels like to win the medals. So that's funny.
At number 3, we've got Godzilla and Kong, New Empire. And at number 2, we've got Unsung Hero, Lionsgate's faith-based film, sang to the tune of $7.75 million on 2,832 screens, becoming this year's top opener in its genre. Well, I mean, that's not saying a lot.
What the fuck is that genre though? Like
church movies. You got hey, the fucking the Left Behind Part 12. You got that motherfucker in there. Then you got Bible Man, The Chronicles of Bible Man. You got that one.
Veggie Tales.
Oh.
Bruh, I had to watch so much because I went to a Catholic elementary and middle school. So yeah. And that was the first time. That's when people were like, it surprised me when people didn't know that the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was an allegory for Jesus. And I was like, yeah, I didn't fucking know that shit. Man, I'm so glad that we got to read that because it wasn't your traditional Bible stuff and got to watch the movie and too, or the cartoon.
Ophelia said Canadians are banned from speaking for the next 72 hours. And that would put them like over 100 hours deep in silence right now, because basically don't say not a goddamn thing till Monday. God damn it. Take the weekend off, okay? Because you can't talk till Monday unless if you're Canadian. Unless you're watching right now.
Man, like Black Canadians are taking all kinds of L's. I mean, now Drake and then first Tory Lanez.
That's right.
He in jail. Like Black Canadians need to stop. I need to get
hard out here for a Black Canadian pimp.
Y'all taking L's, right?
Andrew Wiggins took a L. He's a basketball player. Took a L. Who else? Who else is Canadian and Black? Like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I only know athletes that are Canadian and Black. I'm sorry, people. This isn't everybody on here don't watch sports, but everybody on here don't not watch sports either. So it's a weird balance that I have to maintain on this show, being that I'm watching the NBA playoffs on my phone right now. So anyway, y'all might think I can't read good, but I actually just be watching basketball on my phone, which I can't find my phone. This is a sad story. Anyway, there it is. All right. And so number 2 was Unsung Hero, which I don't know. Who was the unsung hero? God. Anyway. And number 1, which should be at no one's surprise, is Challengers, Amazon MGM's romantic sports drama starring Zendaya, debuted at $15 million domestically and $9 million international, hitting a global total of 25 mil.
Y'all niggas.
Hold on, am I reading this right? Velocipaster. Oh, that's gotta be a Christian movie name. And let me tell you something.
It's about a pastor that can turn into a velociraptor.
What? People just straight. Who actually steals from Tammy and the T-Rex? Like, who does that? Who's sitting back and going, it's a good idea. We should steal from Tammy and the T-Rex. That is a good idea. Like, who was doing that?
A good enough idea that it got made.
Yeah, you know what? Tammy and the T-Rex was good enough idea that it got made as well.
I mean, we saying who would do it, but somebody smart enough to get their movie made. I can say that. I'm still sitting on a script, and Velociraptor is in existence. So we got
scripts. We got scripts over here, y'all. America, world, China. Well, China, never mind. I don't want to do no work.
China, mine might be cool with China. It's just horror.
Yeah, no, mine will probably be cool.
It has to deal more with on the line of like bad parenting and abuse than anything. So
I think China would like it. I just don't want to do any business with China. You know what I'm saying? The Chinese, they'll like give you like hundreds of millions of dollars in equipment. I'm talking about the Chinese government, not the Chinese people, but the Chinese government, they'll give you like hundreds of millions of dollars in equipment, and then all of it have listening devices in it though, like and cameras.
I ain't gonna hear nothing except for me farting and scratching and coughing all the time. Woo! They'll probably think I'm the worst. They'll probably think I could be a sleeper aid for them because they're just here. Fuck these white people.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't want.
They'll probably just be sending me more stuff. Like,
I don't want them to think about nothing with me. Yeah, they probably would love me. I'd say too much crazy shit. That's my thing.
Speaking of China and black people, my cousin just showed me this TikTok today, and of course, there's now like a trend of people going over there, black people going over there to start like their manufacturing and shipping and export business. And they're like, it's so easy, and they're like just making the cutesy video of just going over there and how much fun they're having. I'm like, it's crazy. like what the fuck?
Othelia said Bill acted like they gonna send him money to build another Akon city. Look, he said another Akon city, another
because that first one did not.
Another house of cards built in a pyramid frame.
Man, I posted that on Reddit and some African dude got mad at me.
He got mad that the Akon city doesn't exist. It's not your fault.
I posted a video about it, and it was like, because the YouTuber who did the video was white, but I was like, bro, in the video, he does nothing but source other black YouTubers and other African YouTubers, and is pulling from their sources and links you to all their videos. Like, it's not just him. This place is a fucking scam, bro. Akon scams you, my guy.
So to all you Canadians out there who are pouring out maple syrup in memory of the graham cracker known as Drake, I just want to say shout out to y'all because it's got to be a sad day out there because it's so hard to say goodbye to my light-skinned homie. Yeah. It's really hard trying to pretend like you can't sing when you can sing. It's like the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life.
Oh, I cannot sing, so I can do that.
I'll throw it to you next time. Well, first of all, Terry, did you hear Euphoria?
No, I'm not. I was into Kendrick when he first came out. I don't know. I just I'll listen to like people who remix his songs, like different producers and like, kind of like more trap style or like lo-fi arted producers that'll remix his songs. And that's how I'll stay current with new music. But it'd be like, oh, I've heard this song remixed, but I never really got out of my way to go out to listen to like Kendrick or Drake or anybody like that anymore. I did support Kendrick when he first came out because I was there at that South by Southwest when he did like 6 to 6 back-to-back fucking shows. He was doing like 2 shows a day. It was something crazy. I remember that, but
damn,
it's not like I don't like him or I think he's terrible. It's just I don't.
Oh yeah, no, I completely understand. So first of all, I guess I'm probably one of the worst radio/television hosts ever. Let me just explain for those who are watching, you probably don't know there was a lot of drama in the world of man, what do they call it? Soap operas. In the world of man soap operas known as hip hop, we had the greatest, most electrifying man in all of hip hop entertainment, to at least today, Kendrick Lamar, going up against the champagne one himself, the pretty poppy Drake. And if you don't know what's happened between now and, or at least between the Tupac collabo, AI Tupac collabo with Drake and Tupac AI dude, if you don't know that process, anything that's happened before that, go look up on somebody else's YouTube channel, because we can't really talk about all that. I don't have enough time to talk about all the beefs. I don't have enough time to like move on through like the minutia of whose bitch got took from who and all that shit. Like we ain't got time for all that. But what we do got time for is to catch you up with like the in-between times. Like, so Drake puts out the diss record following up some other comments that have been made in the past like couple of months, and he did it with an AI Tupac. Now, I only heard a little bit of it, didn't really care for it. I felt like it's disgusting. I don't think it's cool for you to take dead people and use their voice if they did not write it. If he wrote something and he had rights, you know, he like got rights to it and wanted to do a collab type thing, like, you know, you heard about that kind of stuff, like Eminem doing songs with Pac and Biggie because he got the files, he got the stems and shit. I'm good with that. But using a man's voice, fabricated, and making him say things that he would have never said, or probably never.
No, if you don't own the rights to what was already recorded, then you can't do nothing with it. Sorry, don't make new stuff. He didn't make that. That's creepy.
So creepy, like very much a Westworld vibe. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, Westworld sounds cool, but like
worse than Westworld, because you know those things are just made up on the spot. This is somebody who actually lived. I think that's like disrespectful to his family and everything and his friends, you know, like now, especially if they don't agree with it, which I doubt that they would. Like, yeah, it's just weird. That's weirdo behavior. You're really just hurting it for us light skins, Drake. I'm gonna have to ask you to turn in your card.
Othelia said, "World of man soap operas is crazy." And look, it is.
That's what it is, though. It is. Yeah,
it is crazy though. I ain't gonna lie. I should have put a no Diddy in between that and whatever I said next. Othelius also said, though, AI voice for dead artists is dumb as hell, and I don't think that we could stress that enough. Like AI, you know what? We can't. We could talk about that all day. I don't want to stress on that too much, like harp on it too much. I just want to say that caveat that I did not appreciate that. Right, I didn't like that. So call me biased if you want to going into it, you know what I mean? But like that part, miss me on that part. Then Kendrick dropped this joint, y'all, and I don't know if I can play it without playing the video. Like just play the sound on StreamYard, but I'm gonna play a little bit of it at certain parts just because I want to like go into a little bit of it. Actually, I think I could probably just show you the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 6-minute song. No way I'm going into all of this. Let me go back. Is this the beginning? Oh yeah.
6-minute poem about it.
Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I calculate you, not as calculated. I can even predict your angles. Fabricate stories on the family
like
front,
this
cause
beat.
you hurt Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator.
Right? Like this beat is
I was like, I'm liking this.
This shit comes in. Like, you know what? Let's pause right
and
there.
then I was kind of reminded, I was like, I always did like Kendrick's flow and the tone of his voice.
Yeah, let's pause right there, just because you gave us a good spot to pause on right here. Like, the beat comes in so fucking fresh. Like, the beat comes in so fucking fresh. I was like, because you expecting something to come in hard or like hype, you know what I mean? Because
a lot of 808s, heavy bass.
Right, because it's a diss song, right? You need to have a little edge to it, right? Like, even though all these guys' beats have a lot of, it's all smooth. Every beat that comes out today is real smooth, no griminess to it at all. But like, you definitely expect that energy when it's a diss record, like No Vaseline. You know what I'm saying? Like, No Vaseline kind of comes in slow too, but it's like menacingly slow, right? Like, it builds up like.
But like, just like there's no heavy bass at all in it so far.
Yeah, no, and there's no like there's no tension either. It's like made to make you feel like, hey, yo, relax, my nigga.
Euphoric. It says it's euphoria. It's a very euphoric fairy tale fantasy like beat.
But don't get it twisted. He did used to what's his name? He was the executive producer. Drake was the executive producer for Euphoria. So, excuse me. So yeah, let's just keep it pushing.
Smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. I make music that electrify him. You make music that pacify him. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
Okay. Now, to me, that's telling. He talks about here. He says, I want to go before that. Yeah. How I make music that electrify them. You make music that pacify them. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Now, he's basically telling him, yo, I could go in real hard on how you ain't really good for like the human condition itself, like how your existence. He basically told this nigga like your existence on the planet is actually like hindering our growth as human beings. Like, that is crazy, because at the same time you're giving him love, saying like, well, you got the people on a string, like. You could do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say, rather, and people are going to follow it, right? People are going to gravitate towards it. But you ain't shit, and you don't never do shit about shit. You know what I'm saying? And this line right here that I think Othelius is talking about. You're not a rap artist, you a scam artist. With the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU had never been your collection. For us, by us is what FUBU means for y'all who don't know. And Tommy Hilfiger back in the day, actually FUBU was made popular because, and actually created because Tommy Hilfiger allegedly said that black people didn't, or he didn't make his clothes for black people. I think that was like a misinterpreted quote, even if it was a quote. But fact of the matter is, it didn't matter if it was.
I think he was trying to say he didn't make his clothes just for black people. Like
he made it for no race whatsoever. Is what I was. Yeah, exactly. I think it was more so
said it. He said it wrong, and it was like that whole PC culture. That was like before BLM. That was one of the first little things about did you say something racist? That was
one of the first ones where it was
that was a good time for me.
That was back when What you mean, you people?
Yeah, that was the time.
That was them times, man. Yeah. Othelia says that
happened and they
FUBU
stopped bothering us completely.
Othelia said that FUBU bar is nuts, and Rachel V says, Othelia's, I agree about AI. It's some Black Mirror shit. You know what? It is some Black Mirror shit. I didn't even think about that right there. It's creepy, man. Isn't it creepy?
Yeah, they had that whole episode about bringing someone back, like a loved one that died. You could like get a whole ass robot that looks like them and had like all their last like kind of thoughts put into them, so they would like predictably act like that person that you lost.
Right.
But I think they kind of did it in a way to help with grieving, because I think you couldn't have it for a certain amount of time, or I might be misremembering it. I want to say it might have had a positive outcome to it, but it was still just very fucking creepy.
Yeah. Well, at risk of me about to sneeze and mess up what we're saying right now, I'm gonna just keep pushing. Because my shit's fucked up.
That electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
Also, the beat does change.
Whoops. Don't tell no lies about me. I won't tell no truths about you. That when that line came on, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about it in the comments. Let me know if this is your first time hearing it. Because I will go. I'm gonna go. I want y'all's opinion so I could then elaborate on those things. I need to hear other people's line of thought on this, because my opinion matters so very little. This part right here, I was like, oh shit, we about to get some bars. Because when he said that one part, don't tell no lies about me and I won't tell the truth about you. What people don't realize is in the industry, it's been a lot of like protecting Drake. You know what I mean? Drake does crazy shit in the
Who is that Houston music guy that he's involved with?
Jay Prince.
Yeah, Jay Prince. That's it.
I met Jay Prince's son once. Very entitled dude, that guy. Shout out to you, baby Jay. He was nice guy, but he was very, I'm Jay Prince. I'm Jay Prince son. I'm Jay Prince son. I'm like, that's cool, but your father doesn't carry himself the way that you're carrying yourself right now. So I'm have to ask you to, kindly step to the side. That's how I had to do this, dude. You know what I mean? Like, people who are famous and try to act famous are kind of lame to me. That's just me.
Oh, they are.
Because I don't want to offend nobody out there. I know somebody out there like that, but
I deal with lots of people that are in the film industry because of Fantastic Fest, and I have to deal with them for a week-long time every year. And we get the types that come in, they enjoy the festival, they get the atmosphere, they get what we're going for, they play along, they have fun. And these people keep coming back and keep making movies. But then we get the usual types that are just like, I'm really famous, I don't need to be here, or I think I'm about to be really famous and I don't need to be here. And
yeah,
I know how they can be.
Yeah,
it's not, but you know what I have to say, it's probably like only like 10%.
You know what? I have not. My level of interaction is very anecdotal, because most of the people who I have hung out with that are famous, like I know them. So it's, and I have a personal relationship with them in some kind of way. So I never have had to like look at it that way. Like there's some good apples and bad apples. Like I only know a few apples. So I've had a few good experiences and I've had some bad experiences, but such as
my good experience
really
way outweigh the bad experience.
Right. It's kind of just like anything, right? Like you work at a fucking office building somewhere. It's going to be the same situation. Like, it's only like that nigga Bobby. He keep fucking with you every fucking day. Like, it's something about Bobby. You don't like him. You don't know why you don't like him, but you don't like him. Everybody else is cool though. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Bobby is just a little bit much. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, and it tends to stand out more in entertainment just because motherfuckers is like whole assholes sometimes with it. You know what I mean? Like, and this is supposed to be a cool, chill space wherever you're in with entertainers. Usually it's like a cool, chill space, and then somebody's being a fucking weirdo or asshole. It's like, yo, man, calm the fuck down.
Yeah,
but,
bring it down. It ain't even like that. Like, everybody's just chilling, having a beer, eating some barbecue, and
I said that to say all that. I said all that to say that this motherfucker Drake gets a lot of passes. You know what I'm saying? Because he's fucking mega rich, right? And if there's anything that we've learned about Hollywood and about the show that we were about to talk about later in Baby Reindeer, like entertainment in general, people will do anything or not do anything to make sure they get famous. People will do anything, degrade themselves, let you run over them, whatever it is. They'll like chip away pieces of themselves just so they can say that they was around you as a famous person or around whatever opportunity that they can get, or they see themselves in a position to be able to achieve. They will sacrifice everything that they are just to get that. And you have a lot of that in Hollywood where people just won't say nothing to not just Drake. It's not like Drake is.
And I was gonna speak on that a little bit where I was about to say, but like, you know, I said that it's only like 10% is bad, and you know, there's way more good than bad. But like when the bad happens, it can be real bad, you know?
Real bad. And like it can end people's careers. It could harm people physically, sexually. It could there's many things that can happen, but in this situation, you really have people sitting hidden the sidelines because they just don't want to say nothing to that. Then Drake can go in there and ruin their career. There's a cease and desist issue that's talked about in this diss song, and there's one that's talked about in the Rick Ross diss song. So we see that there's ways that a guy like Drake can just blow your whole project out of the water because he don't want you to put it out, because he already bought the rights to that song years ago, because when he got rich and wealthy, he just started buying up shit. Right. So, but yeah, like Othelia said about that beat change, he said, that's when you knew shit was finna pop off. The beat switch up was dope. I mean, it really was. Let me jump back in here because I don't want to play a whole bunch of shwoos. We'll say that for the Ric Flairs of the world.
Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, met his homeboys in them types LA solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. What's a lame? Always a lame. Oh,
hold on now. I want to point out, everybody want to be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame.
Buy your throwaway, and I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away? Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play.
Now,
what is with his voice going on? It sounds so weird.
Oh, that's Kendrick scream. That's like Kendrick, emo Kendrick. You know what I mean?
I'm not liking it.
Oh, he does that a lot. That's his thing. It's one of his many styles. He'll switch it up. Like,
I guess I didn't really listen to Kendrick that
to
much.
To his little angry version. Rachel V says, does this make Drake the Disney of rappers then?
Oh, no, he's like a Nickelodeon rapper.
Oh man, Diddler, because he's a diddler. I don't know.
No, because Degrassi.
Make him the Disney. No, yeah, okay, my bad. Well,
that's what I was saying. Degrassi was on Nickelodeon, I believe, not Disney.
Yeah, it wasn't on Disney. Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. He's the Nickelodeon.
Unless it was on ABC.
Was
it on ABC Family or was it on Nickelodeon?
I thought Degrassi was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't really watch Degrassi. I remember seeing this big head ass nigga one time on TV, but I never really watched it. I just thought it was dumb. But like I was trying to finger pop bitches back then, so I was already outside of that mindset. Degrassi. Anyway, I would say, does this make Drake the Disney of rappers? Then I don't know. I might have backed up into that. Like that wasn't my intention. I might have backed up into that though. Othelia says Drake, he's the Nickelodeon of rappers because of him being too close to minors. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying.
That's why I always was kind of like,
this nigga be hanging out with 20-year-old, 19-year-old girls. That's weird. Rachel V said, I mean, from the buying up IP to pretend it's been his all along, but sold point about Nickelodeon. Solid point about Nickelodeon. Let me tell you this. As far as Disney comparison, he'd be more of a Microsoft. You're buying up everybody's property to make sure that so that you can then take all their swag. Or Facebook does it now. They buy up all the intellectual properties so that then they can incorporate your technology, whatever your app that you did, whatever program you've created. They incorporate it into their system, and then you get paid out in perpetuity. But you never actually get to create something new, right? So he has the ability to do that as a businessman. Outside of being a rapper, Drake has the ability to kill a project if he has enough connections to that project. He can end up toileting your whole shit. Or he could call a radio station and say, well, I'm never gonna give you guys any exclusives. I'm never gonna, do an interview with you guys again if you play this song. Those types of things. Power moves can be made. Excuse me. So anyway, I don't know how we got back on that, but we're gonna keep it going.
I might do a show a day. What's a lame? Always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? Have you ever paid $500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. I hate when I rap or talk about guns, then somebody died, they turn into nuns, then hop online like pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be shady. They must have forgot.
All right, I gotta.
That they done. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be nuns, then hop online like pray for my.
Now I just wanted to play this part again because, first of all, Morgan says, y'all see Don Schneider is suing the documentary people? No, I did not. And I want to talk about that later because I think he has a really good case against them. But and then no grounds for defamation or slander. It's all true, but I'm not surprised he's trying it. I will tell you why I think he has a case, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, Rachel. But this is what I want to ask Othelius. Othelius, did you get vibes like these first few bars and like what I was trying to talk about earlier about chipping, catching a chip, whatever he's talking about? I feel like there's a lot of insinuations of violence here, possibly, but as a LA nigga, like he's trying not to really say, like, yo, my niggas will pop out on you and bust your ass in the dome. But when you say like, well, I have, and I felt, where is it? He said, I hate when I rap, I talk about guns, then somebody died. They turn into nuns. Like, he's saying, when I talk about guns and shit gets to popping off in these raps, then somebody end up somebody in somebody's crew, somebody extended crews end up beefing with other extended crews, and then somebody dies, and then the rapper on the other crew, he wants to sing these sad songs like Pray for My City, the fake likes and the digital hugs, because he actually don't give a fuck about the niggas that's actually out there in the streets doing shit. Because for y'all who don't know, it's alleged that Drake has people in his crew that are committing crimes, violent crimes against people in like Pusha T's crew and people in Kendrick's crew and shit like that. Like, you know, rumblings, nothing that can be confirmed, nothing that has been denied, nothing that has been confirmed. But they, you know, little scrum ups, tussles. What do you want to call it? I don't know. But we do know for a fact that they've had some issues back and forth. So, but not Kendrick and Drake's people, but definitely Pusha T's and Drake's people. So I think what he's referring to here is how Drake likes to go online and be like, you know, he likes to cry on fucking Instagram and shit and act like shit is like he's just being picked on and nobody likes me and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, you like to talk shit about people, and these niggas ain't fake. These niggas really carry themselves this way. And, you know, but you don't even care about the people who were in your crew who are getting shot, getting killed, fucking not, you know, not they going to jail, but just ruin their lives because they just see you as the god, right? Like you the bag, you're the whole check. You're the only reason I'm not in the hood selling dope right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like niggas who really will take your head off for shit like that just because they like, you know, I know Drake gonna take care of me for the rest of my life. Othelia said, damn, I ain't even think of that, but it makes sense. I was just curious. I mean, you know, because I thought about that shit before, and Othelia said Drake did send people to look up dirt on Pusha's past, which is a crazy, wild thing to do. You know, like you could say, I heard a lot of people say that was like some bitch nigga shit or whatever, but I would say that that's some like, that's some borderline serial killer shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some like sadistic shit more than it is like some bitch nigga shit. Maybe those two things fall in the same category. Some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna go find out shit about this nigga's past. Now, what makes it like bitch made is what he did with the information, which is going on a rap and talking crazy about you. Like call me. You can find out all that about me. You could have called me. Because all this could be over with a conversation, you know what I mean? But niggas really just don't like each other. But I'm gonna go ahead and push on. Do you have anything you want to say so far, or you want me to keep playing?
Keep playing it, because I don't care.
I got you.
I said he faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park your son. The very first time I shot me and Drake.
So was he talking about Jay Prince right there?
Nope, he was talking about excuse me. So you're talking about his daddy a killer, he wanna be junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I pray for your son. Now, I think he's talking about Drake's father.
Who's
Drake's father is basically the old school G from Memphis, Tennessee. Like, I don't know exactly the stories around him specifically to like speak on camera about it, you know what I mean? But let's just say the nigga is a real nigga in the streets in his old days, like young days.
Okay. Because I remember Jay Prince was always saying, Drake, my son, this is my son right here. So I thought he was doing that.
I would not be surprised if Drake's father has very close ties with Jay Prince in some kind of way too. You know what I mean? Like his dad was a street dude, and I'm like curious as to how the Memphis nigga end up fucking a white bitch in a white Irish bitch in Canada. That's all I really need to. I really just need to find that out. Ophelia says it sounds like some shit a Degrassi villain would do. Laugh out loud. Oh my god. Ah, man. Yeah. For y'all who don't know, he's talking about Drake sending people to find shit on Pusha T's past. That does sound like a Degrassi supervillain. Like who?
I mean, that's some Mean Girl shit.
Mean Girl shit, man. Yes. Mean Girl shit. That is weird.
I park your son. The very first time I shot me and Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes. Somebody had told me that you got a ring. On God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave.
Which is that speaks to what we've been talking about. What the fuck? Why would you do that? That was dumb. Why did you use Pac in your fucking AI bullshit? Why not do a fucking song with Drake, like young Drake AI, and do your old Drake AI? Like, I mean, you do your regular Drake shit, and then you do old Drake. I don't know, something better than that. You know what I mean? It was just weird. I just don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all, man. Fucking Ophelia said, Drake is a mean girl. Dead. Oh my God. I'm trying to tell you, Drake is a mean girl. Drake is like a straight hoe ass nigga, though, for real. I think I said that I'm saying it on television. I'm saying it to all of you watching. Drake is a hoe ass nigga. There it is. You heard it here first. If you didn't hear it anywhere else before, you heard it here first.
You got shit twisted. What is it, the braids? I hurt your feelings, you don't work with me no more. Okay. There's 3 ghosts left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death, and in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase. It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't want to talk on no selling. I got language barriers. There's no accent you can sell me. You're cold and I...
Tell you.
I just wish I could really talk shit on Drake, but I owe him one.
I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton. I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet.
Now that line, push a T. You won't push, you push a T, but you wouldn't push a me. That that line where he's talking about push a T, he's talking about how, okay, let me read it. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. Now, that's a line from one of the first Drake disses of all time, which is Joe Budden's diss to Drake. He said, I see you'll push at me, but you wouldn't push a T. Did he say, let me see you push a T? Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, look, yeah. Othelius is in the comments. He's talking about it. Let me see you push a T. Like, seriously, he's taking little jabs at him from the past jabs. Like, he's doing, like, little cultural references while also killing this motherfucker at the same time, because later on he's going to talk about how he hate how he do this, he hate how he do that, he hate his shirt, he hate his face, he hate, you know what I'm saying? He like say I hate this nigga, because DMX did that famously at least twice on the Breakfast Club. So you can see him using like cultural references, and then he's going to talk about how he, is fucking up the culture here in a few. So we can just keep going.
You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton. I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. We ain't got to get personal. This a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. I know some shit about niggas that make gonna wanna look like a saint. This ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice notice I said we. It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
Yo. Let's run that back. Hold on. What the fuck? Every time I hear this part, I'm like, oh yeah, here come that part again. It's gonna be, yeah, here come that part. And then I'm like, damn, he fucking killed that shit. Go back. I always do that shit.
Critics not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we. It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough?
Now, man, it spoke to my inner ear, says Othelius. Let me just tell you, man, this line right here. It's
me. I'm what the cause they confuse themselves with.
There it is.
This. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women.
We hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse themselves with real women. Yo, hate your shirt, hate your face, hate your ugly ass, your stink ass breath, nigga. Your feet stink, your feet ugly, your mama ugly. He didn't. The only thing he didn't do is talk about this nigga mama. He really didn't. That's the only thing he really did do is talk about this nigga mama.
And I hate your white mama.
And apparently Drake put something about no, you know what? I'm not gonna go too far into that. I'm not going in on, like I said, that's somebody else's podcast. Y'all do that with somebody else. I'm gonna keep pushing. Actually, I'm gonna skip a little bit because I know I'm gonna be.
He sound like Drake when he act tough. You gonna make a nigga bring back. I like Drake with the melodies. Sound like Drake when he act tough. You gonna make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Get my.
Dude, what? You go make a nigga bring back Puff? You go make a nigga bring back Puff? Dog, that shit was crazy. I'm gonna skip a little bit more because I don't want to be on here talking about this shit the whole time. Because it's a long ass video.
They giving them tools to walk through life like day by day. No, nothing about that. Teaching them morals, integrity.
Oh, yeah,
shit, I got a son to raise, but I back to back. I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all thinking my life is rap? That's whole shit. I got a son to raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that. Waking them up, no, nothing about that. And tell them to pray, no, nothing about that. They giving them tools to walk through life like day by day, no, nothing about that. Teaching them morals, integrity, discipline. Listen, man, you don't know nothing about that. Speaking the truth and consider what God's considering. You don't know nothing about that. Ain't 20v1, it's 1v2.
Sounds like UK drill.
Yeah. He that's what I was saying. So when you were talking about the way his voice was sounding previously and how it changed, it was like all grimy and screamy. He started with the first style at the beginning, smooth, ease you in, then got edgy, and then he like bounces around probably in like 7 different styles from then on, right? Like throughout the song, and it's 6 minutes and so many styles that change. He does like you said, like a drill, UK drill type shit. He does he does one where he just basically does J. Cole's shit. Like he talks about J. Cole kind of in this one part of the song, and then he is sounding like J. Cole, like he does J. Cole's cadence. And then there's another one where I think he did Drake's cadence a little bit too, but yeah, he changes the style a lot, which in my opinion is either homage to, or it is just, I wanted to do this just like this other rapper, which is Lupe Fiasco. I think he was, because Lupe Fiasco definitely has a song where he just, and I think he does a couple of disses in there too, but he does a different type of style every 8 bars or every 4 bars. I think it's every 8 bars he just does a different style, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and it's completely different every single time and it's like the same thing, like 6-minute song. So I feel like that might have been what he was trying to go for here. Ophelia called him a deadbeat dad. And I heard you, Terry, like when he got to that part, like, what did you feel about that part? Do you feel like in like these types of situations, and Othelia's, everybody in the chat, I want to let me know. Do you feel like in these situations where we're talking about rap beefs or any kind of beef that is like entertainment beef, you know what I mean? Because like actors and rappers and comedians, you know, people just everybody don't like each other. You know, everybody don't like everybody.
But you know what? Sometimes they do like each other.
No, definitely.
And they pretend like they don't like each other, because what always sells is hate and animosity, making people pick sides.
Yes.
People would rather see you fight each other than actually do a collab.
Unfortunately, that's not what I think is going on here, because they
they probably really don't like. But I'm just saying, like, in general,
because I really wish that these guys did like each other and they were making this up to a degree. But I love, I would like it if they did, but I love that they hate each other, or at least that Kendrick don't like Drake. He said he hate him. So you know what? He said he hate him. So I'm gonna say he hate him. Before this came out, I would have said he don't like Drake, because you know, if he don't fuck with Drake like that, then how he even hate him, right? But now, now I could say it. He hates him. Like, he hates him. I don't even know why he hates him so much. But
right, yeah, like what is the problem here?
Well, he mentions in this song that they had some issues, and he said, because he said that Drake tried to call him for to get on a feature that him and that Drake and J. Cole ended up doing, a song that Drake and J. Cole ended up doing a song together, First Person Shooter. And is it First Person Shooter? I don't know, whatever the fucking name of the song is. But Kendrick turned it down. He said he didn't want to do it. Now, this song comes out, he's saying, look, nigga, quit asking me to do shit with you, and we haven't even addressed the problems that we've had before. You know we got issues. You know what I'm saying? We could have already worked this out, but you want to play fake. Like, I'm not fake. Just like you were saying, like, they people have fake beef sometimes. People also act like your best friends, but then actually they don't fuck with you for real. Like, that's a big part of the entertainment industry as well. And it doesn't ever really have to be like that, right? Like, you could just tell me, hey, I really like you, I just don't want to, you know, like, I'm very private, you know what I'm saying? I have a close circle of people, but I do want to work with you, and you know, I respect you. None of that can ever be said. It's just always like people act weird around each other. They always act like they're friends when they see each other. And if you acted weird around me, or when it was different people came around, I'm just supposed to pretend like that didn't happen. At least that's what people expect to happen in the world of the industry. Like, people say act corporate. That is the quote unquote corporate act, the way that you're supposed to act in Hollywood or in entertainment. And Kendrick is one of those people who does not participate in that. Now, one thing I will give him credit on is he's also not one of the people who likes disrupting he doesn't upset the apple cart either. He's not like trying to go in and like Kanye, you know what I mean? Like, Kanye sometimes has actual good ideas, right? But then he goes in and acts crazy, so nobody hears any of the shit that he says, right? Now he says a bunch more crazier shit that don't make no sense, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Kendrick has never found himself being that person. He's always just, you know, look, I can't change the world, but with what the little bit that I can affect, I'm gonna do that. And other than that, I'm gonna go sit my ass at the house, which is what he was talking about. I got kids to raise. You out here worried about being famous, out here fucking with these young ass girls. Like, I got kids to raise. I got better things to do with my life. And clearly you're not focused on those things. To me, because people forget how old Drake is. Drake is like our age, right? To me, those are, and Kendrick's around our age too. He just got famous.
And has a child though. Has a whole.
Both of them have children. Both of them have children. I think Drake got more than one kid. But like, these motherfuckers got children. These niggas old. Drake is my age. And he got famous late in his life, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, like late 20s is older if you think about it, to get famous, if you will, in the rap game. 2 Chainz got famous when he was 40. So, you know what I mean? It could have happened way early. It's not an anomaly. I'd say it's an anomaly, but not impossible type thing. Hold on. Niner Yard says FPS was the catalyst to the Like That diss, which would be the official start to the rap civil war. Like that. Bitch, you like that. You know why? I would say, to me, that's not the start of the battle. I mean, really? There's what's the one?
Me and Drake share the same birthday. He's
the one that everybody was talking about. The one that Kendrick did, and everybody thought he was rapping about them. Like, I can't remember the name of that one. Damn, he did it on a push. He did it on a Big Sean record. And I can't remember the name of the song. But he like killed everybody, and everybody responded to it. And everybody thought that he was talking about them. He named so many other rappers, but he was just like, fuck every rapper that's out there. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I am the best rapper alive. I'm saying it. Somebody say something about it right now. And I believe that's when the beef started, because I think he veiled an entire diss about Drake without having to say Drake's name. Actually, I think he did say Drake's name. He did say Drake's name. He said everybody's name. He said, oh man, I'm gonna have to bring that up. Oh man, can somebody help me? If y'all know the answer to what I'm talking about, let me know. Because Kendrick, what was it, 2020, 2015? Damn. Control. Yes. The Control song. So, yeah. Yes. Othelius. Yes. So he had that Control verse. That's the beginning, because he tells everybody to go fuck theyself. Then later on, Drake drops another song. I can't remember the name of the song right now. This is a long time ago, it seems like. But it was like right before the pandemic. But anyway, that to me is the beginning of the beef, the civil war, if you will. I don't think it's a civil war. FD's, is it FD signifier or SD signifier? It's SD signifier, right? Anyway,
I don't know.
He yeah, I think it's FD.
Yeah, Aubrey He's a year older than me.
He is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so FD Signifier has a reaction video to the Drake beef stuff, and he has a lot of Drake is a bitch ass nigga videos. There you go. Thank you, Othelius. FD. I always say SD because I'm a country ass nigga. So when I hear anybody say it, it's just they say FD Signifier. I hear SD Signifier. Because wherever I go, it's just FD Signifier. FD, FD, FD. But if you go on his channel right now and go to the live, oh, he took it down. He took it down. I think he moved it over to his little other page, which reminds me, you ever get tired of sitting around waiting for hours for us to get to the point? Do you ever get tired of trying to sift through the little timestamps to find the area of this video that you wanted to watch? Well, you're in luck because we've got a channel called the Nerds at Highlights channel. You can go right now and hit the little subscribe button and hit the bell to make sure you get notifications on past episodes, things that have happened in the past, but legitimately, you don't have to wait around and sift through the little bullshit
no more
that we do.
4-hour videos if that's just not your thing.
If that's not your thing, you don't have to worry about it, brother. I got you taken care of. Not only can you look in the shorts in the Drunk Banthas and Nerds at Night channels, but you can also go to the Nerds at Highlights channel. That's Nerds at Highlights channel. We'll also probably upload little shorts, like, 1-minute reviews and shit like that, man. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. So come on, fuck with us at the Nerds at Highlights channel. And 9, we might need you to get on because we're going to talk Baby Reindeer, and I'm pretty sure Producer T has not seen the end. Yeah, he said earlier he has not seen the end yet, so we're gonna need a little assistance so I don't spoil anything on this bitch. Othelia says Civil War, and it's excuse me, quote unquote Civil War, and it's really just Drake being a deadbeat dad and acting like a Sam Livingston villain. Dude, excuse me. Oh my god, this is I need a humidifier in this bitch. Ugh. Okay, first of all, shout out to you if you're still listening, because this is like a mucusy ASMR video today. That's basically all I'm doing. I'm doing a mucusy ASMR live stream today. If you're into that kind of thing, please give us a like and subscribe. But we won't be doing that. Oh, look, people left as soon as I said that. There's some people just got up out of here. They was like, no, I'm good off that big dog. I'm good off the mucusy flimmy ASMR. But apologize for that. I'm sick. This has been a hard day for me today. It's been a hard last 24 hours, actually. But excuse me. Othelia said that's crazy advertising. Crazy advertising, man. Look, that's what you come here for, right? You come to the Drunk Banthas channel to get that crazy advertising. You come to Nerds at Night to get that crazy entertainment, and you come to Nerds at Highlights to get the sandwich of them both without having to wait for the in between. Man,
you just want to go straight to the dessert, just straight desserts,
straight to the desserts, man. Get that spoonful, scoop it out, the little pudding at the bottom. You know what? Tiramisu. That's my favorite dessert. What's your favorite dessert? Put it in the comments. What's your favorite dessert, Terry?
That's tiramisu is a good one.
Thank you.
All time. I don't know if I have like a favorite dessert. Like, because then I could be like, I like churros for a whole lot. I can eat a whole bunch of
Yeah,
churros.
no, yeah, I can eat a bag of 10 churros.
I love, like, what did I say? I went back home just to Houston just so I could get a chocolate pecan pie.
Oh yeah, we were
Basically
talking about that.
Fudge pecan pie. Fucking love those. But when I was in Paris, if you love tiramisu, Paris is or just maybe all of France is the place to be for tiramisu. I was eating, because we were there for like 7 days. I ate a different flavor and style tiramisu every fucking night.
Man,
amazing,
dude.
It would like be at midnight. I was taking pictures like, now it's time for my nightly tiramisu.
I have to check my insulin levels when I get back to America. After that, if I was out of the country and eating, I ain't gonna lie, I have to hit you up and figure out the because people like Snoop Dogg, I gotta figure out how they, how we get our plants, across customs, our plants. You know what I'm talking about? Plants. How do you get those customs? And can I have plants? Because without those plants, I'm gonna be eating a lot of tiramisu. I can tell you that much. I will be consuming all sweets, fucking drinking a goddamn fuck ton of coffee, and probably do somebody's garbage cocaine while I'm over there, because I need my plants that, to be around me, to soothe me, comfort me, and put me in comfort levels of, ecstasy and, like keep me at peace. Plants.
I just make sure my plants are edible and vapable. And
so so that's good. So you're good on that. Well, see, I can do that. Hell yeah.
As long as that's fine for you, then I'll tell you that's the best way.
Okay, perfect. Then that's perfect. Well, you know what? Because I'm not going to jail in Cambodia. I'll just tell you that right now. Rachel V says, I like this little quote. We might have to put this at the beginning of a video somewhere. Come for the nerdy shit. Question your life choices when you stay for the mucus ASMR. Oh man. I need to put that on a t-shirt. It's just too much, but it should be an advertisement for us. Rachel V also says, can you post a link with the can you post a link to the community thing for the new channel? I tried searching for it and can't find it for the life of me. Yeah. You know what? I'll do that. I will do that. I might have said it wrong. Shit. Who knows? But I'll get on that for you right now. I'm looking it up. Little Frothy, thanks. Shout out to Little Frothy. She's in the chat. She said, my favorite dessert is bird's milk cake. What the fuck is that?
What is that?
I've known Little Frothy for like 15 years. I ain't never heard this motherfucker say something about some goddamn bird's milk cake. One. And what the absolute fuck is bird's milk cake? Where do you get bird's milk cake at? And please tell me fast. Bird's milk cake. What do you think that sounds like? How do you think that tastes? What does it sound like it tastes to you? That's a weird thing to say.
Some sort of like tres leche wannabe, maybe.
Tres leche.
I don't know, right?
I'm glad that you retorted with something that I have no idea what the fuck it is. Othelia said, the fuck is bird's milk cake? Like, goddamn thinking, what the fuck? Morgan said, how do you milk a bird? Question mark. Little Frothy keeps putting the actual real answers, like the real answers in here, but I'm not putting them up yet.
First of all, there are Russian bakeries. I've never been to a Russian bakery. That they are like the last culture of people that I'd be like, man, you know whose bakery I want to go to? A Russian one.
A Russian one?
I go to Korean, Japanese, Jamaican, all kinds of African ones.
Let me
Mexican,
go hit up this Russian bakery real. Hey y'all, hey, Terry, can you give me a ride over to this Russian bakery real quick? Yeah, I gotta go get me some bird milk.
I go to a bunch of Middle Eastern ones, but
you ain't never been to bird's milk cake? No, go type it in birdsmilkscake.com. Yep, that's it right there.
Now I'm going to see if they got. I feel
either.
like, well, I don't know. I feel like there's probably like a Ukrainian bakery here. We have a lot of Ukrainian immigrants from like a long time ago, so like we have a substantial population like that, I believe. But I don't know if we'd have a Russian bakery. We might. We fucking might.
Shit, what's it called? Is it Nerds at Highlights? Or is it something else?
Oh, this show is called Gastronom European Russian Store. Okay. All right. Is it open tomorrow? Oh, yeah, it is open tomorrow. I'm going to go look for this bird's milk cake. I'm going to go try it. Oh, I should wait for Monday. That way we can try it on air. Try it live.
Hey, yeah. So Rachel V, I'm gonna have to look this up later. It's not coming up for some reason for me either. We did just like because 9 just posted it in the chat. Well, no, excuse me, not 9. Kirsten just posted it in the chat. Hold on a second, I'll pull it up. You know, it's coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. Well, at least this is. There's another logo that's already on there. I've just got to sneeze. And that's me doing y'all a favor right there. Jesus fucking Christ, I almost died. So anyway, I'm gonna let Lil Frothy be heard right now. So first of all, what the fuck is bird's milk cake? Okay, what the fuck is bird's milk cake? How do you milk a bird? Well, Frothy has all the answers. Bird's milk cake is Russian. Apparently, it's so good. She said you can get it at Russian bakeries. They have it. Lil Frothy also says you're sleeping on some deep fried meats pies. That is disgusting. What the fuck are we talking about? Is that bird's milk cake? Is bird's milk cake got fucking meat pie? Is it a meat pie or is it a cake?
No, I think she's saying that they also sell deep fried meat pies at Russian bakeries.
God, gross. Jesus Christ. Well, actually, let me know in the comments, Frothy or anybody else, does deep fried meat pies, is that like a pie-shaped chimichanga? Like, is it like the same thing? I mean, because I like chimichangas. I don't know. Let me know. Deep fried stuff, you can probably get me because I'm Southern. Rachel V said, so that sounds like the cake version of that soup made of bird spit, but I looked up a recipe and it actually sounds delicious. That soup, I think she's talking about the Shogun soup when she talks about the soup made of bird spit. I think she's talking about that Shogun soup, but if I'm wrong, you know, it happens a lot on this show. Othelia said, make a stoner comedy of 2 niggas going around the world trying different bakeries. We got it. Hey, Terry, that's us. That's our show right there. That's our motherfucking show right there. That's our motherfucking show right there. Othelius, you gotta the only way we can get it done, you gotta come with us. You gotta come with us on the shit because we gotta have a third person. But we definitely, oh man, that sounds dope. I'm down. Let's eat all the craziness. Kirsten Cobb says, hey, yes, banner. Laugh out loud. She also said, like a British pastry. She's talking about, everybody's on the Russian bird cakes. Bird milk cakes. She said, like a British pastry, but deep fried? Yeah, I fuck with that. Laugh out loud. Othelia said, let's fucking go, baby. Let's go. We gotta figure out where we go first. I'm down because we are way funnier than Action Bronson and shit. We're way funnier than that. and like people won't feel bad for us because we're gonna die eventually from eating all this food. Like, I know people who literally watch just because they're like fascinated by how big he is and how much they eat. Like,
didn't he lose a bunch of weight?
I have no idea. I try not to keep up with the WWE that is hip hop. Morgan said, "I'm coming along. You need 4." Lil Frothy says, "First stop Chicago." Well, that's not really fair because she's just really talking shit because she doesn't like going to Chicago, and I like going to Chicago. But also Chicago has the eats of Chicago, the taste of Chicago. Like one of the top 5 food festivals in the world. Like, yeah, you might want to go check out Chicago if you're going to eat somewhere. But we're gonna go. Where should we go first? Put it in the comments. Let us know because we doing it. I'm writing all of this shit.
You know what's fun? The Texas State Fair.
Ooh, Texas State Fair.
If you want to do like just weird, crazy, some borderline gross fried things, then the Texas State Fair is the place to do it.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. You ever had a fried Oreo?
That is kid stuff.
He said
the Texas State Fair. Like, don't you remember that one show where I just had to like leave early? It was like back in the early days. It was an Atlanta show, and I was at the Texas State Fair, and I just had to leave early. Yeah, that's how bad the Texas State Fair can get if you're not prepared. Medicine. Or you eat too much of the wrong stuff. It will
fuck you up, dude. Yeah, I can't do it. If you're gonna participate in something like this with us in real life, like with us in real life and with us on video when we do this, I just want y'all to know, eat a lot of veggies and fruit.
Drink a lot of water. Make sure you're good.
Yeah, I'm talking about before you go. Make sure you eat a lot of veggies, drink a lot of water, like Terry said, and then just ease yourself into. So by the time you start eating at the fair, that's really like you've already eaten lunch, you've already eaten dinner.
Bring people with you. I think that was my mistake, is that I was trying to eat everything so I didn't waste it. Where if I had like people to split it with, I'd be like, "Oh, I don't need to eat all of this."
Yeah, I think people get carried away, just like you said, like because they think, well, I just got this, I'll just keep eating. You don't have to eat the whole thing. Throw that bitch away and go get it. Because if you're gonna go get something else anyway, you might as well just throw it away and take 2 bites, throw it away.
But also it's expensive, so you get a little mad about it. So you're like, damn,
exactly.
It's low price. I can't be throwing this way. Like,
which is why your advice,
people pizza.
Which is why your advice earlier: take somebody with you, take multiple people with you, like a group, and then you buy one, and then y'all
buy one, divvy it up, and split it, and then you're getting your bang for your buck. You get to try, and you'll be able to try a lot more too.
Exactly, you'll be able to try a lot more, and even if you were able to try all of them without splitting it up, you're not gonna get sick. You're not gonna die.
How. You know what's that we can do that I like? That's right by you is the smorgasbord.
Oh, dude, you have no. Let me tell you something, sir. I have been to the smorgasbord like 10 fucking times, and yes,
I try and go every time I go.
Not to like give away exactly where I live to everybody, but that is right down the street, like 5-10 minute drive. Well, depending on traffic and whatnot, 10-minute drive. 10-minute drive. It's right next to the weed shop that I go. Well, not right next to, but down the street from the weed shop that I go to.
I just like the buildings that surround it and the history behind it. I think they look cool. I would live in one of them.
Yes, I love that whole area, man. Well, down from that is like the police station. Like north, a little bit further north is the police station. They had a dope apartment complex right there that I wanted to get, but the police station, the police built a parking deck for the police right where the apartment that I would have been at. Like they only have one side where the 3 bedrooms are, and that side was the damn.
Oh hell no!
It's like, looking out at a goddamn piece of concrete slab. It's crazy. I'm kind of glad that I'm not there right now because the rent would have been way too much at this point.
But yes, Smorgasbord is dead. And because Smorgasbord, I figured out this plan for Smorgasbord because time-wise, it's just better to split up with multiple people and everybody. Like, you go to this place and get something, you go to this place and get something. And by the time we're done waiting in line, we can all join up.
Yeah. So Othelia said, "Oh, I don't know about that." Talking about, I think he's talking about the fair and all the fried.
Oh,
well, look, are you saying you don't know about going to the Texas State Fair because it's in Texas or because the food is fried? Let me know. I'm pretty sure I know which one.
It's a bit of both.
I'm pretty sure I can
guess an acceptable answer.
That's why I'm curious. Rachel V said, "Fried butter, fried beer, fried hot chocolate. I think you're supposed to see a cardiologist after walking by the state fair." You are supposed to see a cardiologist before going to a state fair and after going to a state fair is actually, I think, how you do it. Yeah, you got to get a baseline because we don't know how these things can affect you. And we got to break down the enzymes. And then you come back in and then we break it down after that. We'll get you another test. Yeah. Kirsten Cobb says, "Pack Pepto. The rest is out of your hands."
Yeah, so last year they had deep fried pho. Like, you're talking about deep fried Oreos. Like, they're deep frying pho out here.
Well,
like,
how does that work, dude? How does that work? There's liquid in pho. Like, how do you fry pho?
It's all the ingredients in pho, and they wrap it and they fry that, and then they give you the liquid parts separately.
Oh, that's interesting because I've always wondered
like
because
noodles, the vegetables,
you get fried ice cream, and fried ice cream is like ice cream with like the crunchy
on top of
of it.
It's not actually fried itself.
Really. Right. So I've always wondered how they do like the actual fried stuff because I've never gone.
Dip it in batter.
They do dip it in batter, but then
fried Oreo would be.
But I'm talking about the liquid stuff, like when they say like fried pho, and I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Oh yeah, it's usually kind of separate. Or
that makes sense. That makes way more sense. Do you feel like funnel cake should have the powder separate, or should it just all come on top of it?
I think it should come on top of it already.
I got a better solution. Like you're talking about the way they do it, right? Like put it on top of it, like sugar, sprinkle it. I'm like, why don't they dunk the little thing in the powder? Like dunk the motherfucker. Like I want the whole thing just powder all over it. Or maybe not even dunk it, but like just
it's like
powder all over it.
Put it on there, you just dump too much of it where it's like excess, and it's already like, and you put it in a tray of it, and then you like put more on top, and then you pull it out.
Yes.
I mean, I think I would say the Texas State Fair ones probably do that. They have like all the top ones and everything where they put like Oreo, chocolate, Eve, all Nutella and stuff.
Right.
Here's another thing they had: deep fried cheesy crab tater bites.
No, yeah, that sounds regular. I'm here for it. I'm here for that all day. That sounds like something that they got at Chili's only like 4 times a year.
There was the Oxalate Soul Roll, which was some deep fried oxtail.
Just let your soul roll. Look at all so silky smooth.
I was like, that was yeah, that they were black.
Yeah, boy.
I was like, that was a black entrance.
They was black or Filipino, goddammit. Let your soul roll.
Cooking oxtail, like they was black.
Oh yeah, man. I love oxtail. When I was a kid, oxtail was actually cheap. It was like it was still a nigga food.
Right, it was. I didn't even really like eating it. It was cheap. But like now everybody fucking loves it and it's expensive as fuck now.
Yeah.
Like they got the Jamaican trailers out here. They're charging like $20-$25 for a plate with some oxtail on it.
Easy. You probably get actually here $28-$29 for like some oxtail, a plate of oxtails and some rice and beans. Easy. And then like that's it, like, and then like you said, it's like a food truck or a fucking like real hood ass spot. Like,
yeah, exactly.
like, god damn, dog. Who? And then you go to like I remember the reason I remember them being cheap is because my dad used to buy oxtails all the time.
My grandma was
And
buying them.
man, yeah, and then like that's like the shit that my dad got when we was like broke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go to the Southeastern Meats. Shout out to Southeastern Meats in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm gonna go to Southeastern Meats and go grab me some goddamn oxtails. Nigga come back with like 25 packs of oxtails and put some pork chops, 20 pounds of shrimp.
Well, they was
And he
all
was
like,
throwing-
yeah, my grandma would have a deep freezer full of them. Talking about,
Yeah,
well, they was
exactly.
on sale. You want to take some home?
Yeah, exactly. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Othelia said, we should have never let white people find out about oxtail.
Never.
We should have never let white people find out about oxtail. Let me tell y'all something. I love y'all, white people. I love white people. I love every people, right? Let me tell y'all something. If I'd have known that somebody in y'all's community would have found out about oxtails and made them motherfuckers expensive, I'd go back in time and wipe them all out. Cause oxtail, let me tell you something. Oxtail is one of the cheapest things in the world, like to produce. And then y'all got us out here growing oxes now. We out here growing oxes now because oxtail done got so popular. You know what we got to do though? It's on us. You know, when white people start saying
it was a garbage cut of meat. Well, they described it as a garbage cut,
right?
They didn't know how to fucking cook it. That's why.
But
it was considered a garbage cut of meat.
That's right.
I almost want to make a documentary about the price of oxtail being.
You should, and
I would call it like they done took all the oxtails.
They done took all the oxtails, but you know how you feel. You know how you follow it up. See, because you know how everybody, like we as a community, we know that when white people get a hold of certain phrases that we got, that means it's like over with for that phrase, right? Like that phrase is dead now. Like we can move on to the next thing type shit. Cool was one of those things. Like people think cool, like niggas started coming up with different words.
Raise the roof.
Raise the roof. What's another one? Like lit got lit got took in the 20s. That was a word for niggas that niggas had in the 20s, and then white people took it, and then we moved it on over to the niggas moved on to something else, and then we picked it back up in the early 2000s, late 2000, or mid 2000s, whatever you call it. Othelia said right on. Now that one,
right on.
That one right there got took by Whitey, took back by Negras, then it was took back by Whitey again, and I think it might be on its way back to Negras again. I think black people are starting to kind of say right on again. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers is realizing like every so many decades we got to be refocusing as black people. We got to refocus and know that like, okay, we got to watch out for the enemy. You know what I'm saying? And when you know that there's a what do you call it? Not an op, but when you know you got an ally with you, right on. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is say right on and then right on. Because they took woke. So they got woke. So what we got to do is we got to get something to replace oxtails, but it's not really replacing it because it didn't really go nowhere for black folks, right? Turkey necks. Turkey necks. Get all the turkey necks you can get now. Get them right now. Because we finna make turkey necks explode. Terry, you do this video, I'm telling you, turkey necks is the next oxtail.
I was almost gonna say maybe chicken feet.
Chicken feet? See, that's I think we get the chicken feet right after crab legs. I mean, not crab legs, or frog legs.
Yeah, see, I love some frog legs, so I ain't gonna lie. I will. Let's see a restaurant has frog legs. Some frog legs.
Was this a Kai Sena kept? Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to know what everybody thinks about my idea right now.
Turkey necks. I don't know about
turkey necks.
The whole time I ever
y'all don't fuck with turkey necks.
No, though I use turkey necks to go crabbing.
That's interesting.
You would like tie the string.
Turkey neck.
You would tie the string around the turkey neck, and then you like just kind of throw it into the pond, and then the crab would just grab onto that motherfucker, and you would just pull it back out, and that crab wouldn't let go, and you'd be like, "Come back!" And then
he didn't let go.
Got you. That's how you go crabbing.
That's the crab's detriment. Like if he just let go of things, he would not get caught.
Yeah, if he would just let go of it, he wouldn't get caught. But they don't, so they kind of kept themselves.
Crabs or crabs or lobsters. Crabs, right?
Crabs, like blue shell crabs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, tell you don't really want no crabs. No, I'm joking. Lil Farley said, "I've tried chicken feet. Tasted like I was chewing a toenail."
Yeah, they're very chewy. Very chewy.
That's
I feel like chicken feet is like you just kind of like chew on them and suck on them, and they just are good at absorbing flavor.
Oh man, that is so gross. Check it out, people. I have to take a bathroom break. Now, usually I let everybody, if there's other people here, I'll let them talk. You can choose, Terry. Do you want music or do you want to just entertain the people?
I'm gonna go with music because I'll also take a bathroom break then too.
Alrighty then. Well, y'all this will take a minute, y'all. Like time me, but we will not get two hooks on this. I promise you. But yeah, like I said, I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Coming right back. This is a fucking drunk Bantha bunch intermission right here. 1 second. You know what? That's whack. I'm gonna go ahead and play this one right here. At risk of something bad happening to me. All right. I hope that was fun. Shout out to that song. Constantly getting me copyright flags. Because YouTube doesn't understand that I am that person who is singing. That is I Can Escape by Into Never. Y'all can go check it out on all of the streaming services that you use to listen to music. Nerds at Highlights. So that is it, Rachel V. That is it, everybody. Nerds at Highlights. That is our new channel. Check it out. Nerds at Highlights says, what do y'all think about TikTok ban? The TikTok ban. Do you think it's going to get banned? I'm gonna come back to that. First of all, we gotta talk about these turkey necks. Turkey necks in collard greens instead of neck bone. pork neck bone instead of pork neck bone, turkey necks, and collard greens. Yes, that's exactly how my grandmama did it. She do turkey necks in the collard greens, not pork, because she was like half Muslim, half diabetic. So she couldn't do all that pork and salty shit at a certain point, at a certain point in her life. But she cooked pork all the time. Like, don't get it twisted.
I want to say, it was turkey necks and collard greens and stuff.
Yeah, that's a player move right there. Easy player move. Now, before we move on to our next topic, I do want to address this question that came up here in the chat by Nerds at Highlights. What do y'all think about the TikTok ban, and do you think it's going to get banned? Terry, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna say this real quickly, and then I'm gonna let you go. I don't think it's going to get banned. I mean, I don't think it's gonna get banned, but if it does get banned, it kind of deserves to get banned, and it's gonna get banned for none of the reasons that y'all hear on television. And I'll go into that deeper in a few. But Terry, how do you feel about the ban? The possible ban, and do you think it will actually happen? Do you think it'll go through?
I think they're gonna because you got to think about the TikTok market itself is a whole lot larger than just America, so they could probably take the ban and be like, okay, who cares about y'all? We still have all this other market share we can get from. But I could see maybe them possibly selling to an American company. But I don't know. I feel conflicted about it. I don't really.
Well, what are your conflictions? Yeah, that's. Yeah, well, wait, you want me to go and then tell you my conflictions and then, or my thoughts, or do you want to give your conflictions first?
Oh, you can go first.
Because see, I just feel like people don't understand that it's not the whole thing's not based on is China stealing your data or your information or anything like that. It's really more so that without them doing the things that we want them to do, then basically they're publicly traded company that cannot be held to the SEC regulations that we have in this country. So they can make a fuck ton of money off of the backs of Americans, but they can fuck over a whole bunch of Americans. So let's just say that they're embezzling money, inflating their stocks, making it harder for people to get paid off of TikTok and making it harder for people to invest in TikTok. Well, if they're doing something nefarious to do that, then you would want them to be held responsible. And let's just say you're a TikToker and they're embezzling money or they're running a Ponzi scheme. Don't you want to know that that's happening? Or don't you want to be rest assured that that's not happening? That's more the, issue. Like, don't you want to be confirmed that there's nothing that can fuck you over financially going forward with your partnership with this company that you have no idea who even really owns it, right? Like, wouldn't you rather have that comfort level than be concerned about their amount of money that they make? But I mean, like their bottom line. Like, I don't care. Like, TikTok is a company, unless you're a person out here watching that's actually works for TikTok, then that's a company that just makes a bunch of money, and nobody's guaranteed any of that, in life. Like, that's not something that you're privileged. Like, you're privileged if you get it. You're blessed, if, as some people will say, but it's not something that you are supposed to have. You know what I mean? And I just think that that's the way people are looking at it right now. Like, it's my right to have TikTok and speak my mind.
Right. They think these things are like written into the Constitution. So that was a good point. I didn't know it from that back that they were actually capable of doing that the way the company was structured. I didn't know that. That is like,
and they can't.
And I feel like telling that to people truthfully is a whole lot better than this whole it's a national security threat and all this other bullshit. And so like that just I'm like, no, it's not. All you are like, I mean, you're Facebook, Instagram, Meta, all of them are internet providers. All of them are doing the exact same shit that TikTok does. So like, who the fuck cares? Like, that's not a selling to me. My whole thing was I was thinking they really wanted to get rid of them because they are getting this marketing data that China and other companies would have to be paying American companies for. And they want to be the middleman between this data. And with TikTok, they are not getting that middleman money anymore. So they want them to sell it to an American company and be like, no, you can't be making money off your marketing data off of this. Because that's the real data that they get. It ain't nothing else. What kind of strategic element they're going to get from knowing that I need a new bidet or some bullshit like that?
Exactly. No, it's actually...
They're just going to try and make it for me and sell it to me.
It's absolutely ridiculous, you know, but we did have that kind of overreaction when we found out that Facebook could see our information, that they did have all of our data. Like, we had that kind of reaction immediately, right? Like, oh my God, like they can see my whole porn collection, and like, oh my God, they know.
We started pasting some little message that said Facebook doesn't have my permission, and that solved it.
It made people feel better, right? Exactly. Yeah, it made people go, oh yeah, it's fine. I signed off for it. Because I guarantee you people still just sign they shit away. Like, yeah, okay.
I still see them sometimes, and Facebook does not have my permission. I was like, man, you still
look,
you gave them your permission a long time ago, man. If you didn't want them to have permission, you would delete your account.
But like, to your point, that information, the reason that Facebook has it is because they bought it. It's not because they stole it. It's not because
they bought it. You gave it up willingly to somebody, and then somebody sold it.
That's it.
And whatever information we're giving them all this data for them to make money off of us.
Well, that's why I don't think that that's why I know it doesn't have anything to do with that. That's why I know that that's a political tool being used to garner votes on whatever side, one side or the other. I'm not speaking to which side is for or whatever, but or who it benefits.
It's almost pretty bipartisan if you look at the votes.
Yes, it is bipartisan.
Crazy is bipartisan. Where it was like to see the people who are against it was wild for them to be together, and to see the people who agreed on it was just wild.
Do you know why they agreed and disagreed? Like, so Republicans wanted
for varying reasons too. And I was like, Republicans like when you say 2 + 2 is 4 and 3 + 1 is 4.
Yeah, Republicans want to get rid of it because they believe that it helps perpetuate liberal idealism, like George Floyd and all that stuff. Like, they feel like Black Lives Matter and all that stuff is expanded like through the use of TikTok and spread through the use of TikTok, as to where the Democrats just started fucking hating it not too long ago. Because I don't know if people remember, Trump tried to get rid of TikTok when he was in office.
He sure did. He was
the Democrats were like, you know, like they were like, yeah, I don't really fuck with TikTok because social media is bad, but we don't know, you know, like whatever, we don't know anything about it. But when this Ukraine shit started happening, this Palestine shit started happening, now Democrats are like, hell no, y'all gotta get this goddamn TikTok up off of here. Like, get that shit up out of here.
But I still think it's crazy because it's like, well, I still see stuff on Instagram and YouTube that's showing me the same stuff. Like, I don't.
Yeah, but they don't have TikTok. That's what I'm saying. TikTok lobbyists aren't out here paying the money that these Facebook lobbyists are, that Microsoft lobbyists
right. That's what I'm saying. It's like they're not paying their money.
YouTube lobbyists
that
are.
Is the problem.
And that's their problem, because they don't contribute to our GDP.
They're not paying that money. Like, that's exactly what I've been thinking.
And 100%. Put it like this, people. Put it like this. YouTube, who pays YouTubers like ourselves, right? They have to follow the laws in the United States of America when paying us, because they are a company created in the United States of America. Actually, it's a merger of two companies that were both created in the United States of America, because sometimes you have an outside country buy another company that was here. But this is a situation where two companies that were born and bred here, two intellectual properties that were born and bred here, that nothing like it existed before. Now, boom, they're together and they make money, and they want to employ other people and contract other people to help United States citizens make money, right? And then later that expands to other countries, but we're just talking about the origin. Well, you know for a fact that you have backstops in place to help take care of you if you get fucked over by YouTube legally. But you cannot guarantee those things with other companies outside of this country, because a lot of the times they don't have to adhere to laws that take place here. I mean, 99.9% of the time they don't have to, because they're not here. They live in a different country, and it's all on the internet. So because it's on the internet, like, you may feel like you're good to use it because it's in a browser and it's not on the dark web or anything like that. It's not illegal. So you feel like you're good to use it and trust them. But we take for granted, not advantage, but we take for granted those things that we have, those backstops that we have in this country, because we don't grow up learning about that shit in school. We just know, hey, I'm good because they gonna go to jail if they fuck me over, or I can sue. But shit, you can't do that shit when it come down to fucking Istanbul and Russia.
That seems whatever. Like just telling that reason would be way much better, especially to TikTok creators, to do a boycott and be like, yeah, y'all need to sell to an American company, because if y'all can screw me out of money or embezzle shit and get me in trouble or like not pay me, and there's nothing I can do about it, I don't want to fucking work for you. Like,
exactly.
Like,
but
I feel like you get Democrats even more with you. Be like, this is $1 billion company, and you know what? They're not paying their taxes. You want to tax them? And they would go fucking nuts on that shit, you know? Like,
I feel like, I mean, you know, obviously
you can keep the Republican lie going because, you know, they crazy. It don't matter. But everybody else, you could have just straight up told the truth to, and just.
But at the same time, there's other people on the other side who are going to hear that same argument that I just provided, and they'll have a different reaction than what you said. They'll say, huh, well, I still want to fuck with it, right? Like, hey, I don't give a shit. Like, they giving out checks. I'm going to get this check and I'm going to do what I do with it. And who gives a fuck? But I'm not saying either one of those is wrong. What I'm saying is what you're saying. Tell the people the truth. Tell people like exactly the reason that you're fighting against something, instead of trying to convince people that it's the reason that you're trying to get rid of something is the reason that they want.
Yeah, instead of making it an actual political issue of breaking the law and not being with the SEC, you're making it a cultural one.
Right, and where there wasn't one before is what I was saying. Is like you're creating this culture of people who dislike or like this one thing when people really weren't even fucking paying attention to it like that. Like, people use TikTok, but they're not thinking about it like a matter of national security, like, which it is. It is a matter of national security, but not for the reasons that they're explaining to you, because they want to exclaim about how it is dangerous because of your data, because they have to personalize it to make an American citizen give a fuck, so that they'll go and vote on things, right? So that they'll realize that I did something for you. As a politician, not only do I need to do something for my constituency, but I have to do something for my constituency and make sure that they know I did it, right? That's the whole point of a stimulus check. A stimulus check is given out with a fucking signature on it. unless you're lucky enough like me to like get a direct deposit on your shit. But you know, when people get that check and it comes in the mail, or you get a letter that says you got a check that comes in the mail and it's got that signature on it, it say that name. Whoever name is on that bitch, you like them. You at least like them until that check run out. You know, like it's like I fuck with you. It was people who were staunch Democrats who, as soon as they got that check from Donald Trump and it said check on there, and they ain't had no check in like 2-3 months. Shit. They may not have voted for Donald Trump, but I'll tell you what they said. They said, fuck, I like Trump. Trump is all right. It was people who were saying that shit because they was getting paid, right? Like, all we have to do is get enough money. Some of us as the human condition, all we got to do is get a little bit of money and we forget about what the fuck else is going on. Like, not a little bit, enough. Because some people just need enough. Some people just need to have the power coming on, be able to watch all my streaming shows, be able to go to a movie or go to a video game convention, or fucking go watch a basketball game, a Dodger game, some NFL game, something like that. Go out of the country, little shit. People want to do vacation shit and touristy shit and live their life. But man, can't do that no more, man. Like, you gotta pay attention to what you're purchasing these days, what you're contributing to these days.
Who's that money going to in the end, and what are they doing with it?
Exactly, because for instance, what's the number one streaming service for niggas right now?
Netflix?
No, niggas.
Oh, Tubi.
That's right. That is right. The third. Well, excuse me. Tubi is the second streaming service to declare that they have made a profit outside of Netflix, and the second one is HBO or HBO Max or Max, whatever you want to call it. But they're the first two that make a profit other than Netflix in the entire time that streaming services have existed. So no streaming service has actually turned an entire profit until 2024. We've talked about that several times here on the Bantha Bunch, but I just want to make sure everybody who's listening who hasn't heard that information before is caught up and is rolling with us. You know what I'm saying? But Tubi is owned by the Fox people. What's his name? Come on, chat.
Murdoch.
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch owns Tubi.
That nigga own Tubi.
That nigga own Tubi. So you are here watching Tubi. You giving your money to Tubi. It's because there's certain people. I think
it's a BET all over again.
You can watch Tubi for free, but I think you can pay for Tubi as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I've used Tubi 3 times in my life. Once to watch the PJs, once to watch Battlestar Galactica, and then that was before Peacock existed, by the way, just for y'all who gonna try to come at me. Look, before Peacock existed. And then the third time I used it was so that I could watch my cousin's movie, The Setup. The Setup. It's on Tubi. Watch it, but be aware that you're contributing to racism. But also watch my cousin's movie, The Setup, starring Black Watch, Derek Barganier. But anyway, it's a real hood movie, by the way. Othelius. It's a real hood movie, nigga. Oh man, I wish I had. Anyway, I'll look it up later. But anyway, you probably already know about it. Yeah, man, you got to pay attention to where your money is going, because honestly, there's almost, it's kind of like if you're a baseball fan, right? But you like baseball, but you ain't watched a game in a long time. There's a lot of games. You ain't really even got a team like that. Like the city you grew up in ain't got no team. You just kind of like, but you want to end, like you end up getting to be really good friends with the people at work, dudes at work, and the girls at work. They like to do fantasy baseball. And you're like, yeah, I grew up playing baseball. I know about baseball. I watch baseball. But now you ain't been watching for 5 years, nigga. You don't know who this player went to. And let's just say you didn't watch a year, man. Like all the players done changed and niggas done made trades. Niggas hurt. Niggas retire. Like, you got to keep up with that kind of shit. And if you really aren't paying attention to that kind of shit, how the fuck are you supposed to know? And that's the way the business entertainment world is too. Is like, how are you supposed to know that Rupert Murdoch fucking bought a company that started a company that bought another company that fucking made an app called Tubi? Like, how do you know that that's something that's even happening?
Right? Who pays attention to who owns what? It's like that. You ever seen that food chart where it just kind of shows like all your groceries and all these food companies? Really, only 8 fucking companies that make everything. Mm-hmm. They just own all these subsidiaries and everything, but they're all fucking related.
Yep.
But as the saying goes, there's no ethical consumerism under capitalism.
Not at all. I've been laughing at this comment for so long, and I haven't said anything just because I wanted the right moment for it, but there is not going to be a right moment because I won't talk about my grandmother again. But my Othelia said half Muslim, half diabetic. Dude, I'm trying to tell you, dude, that was my grandmother, dude. Like, she goddamn was diabetic. But
I think it's the fact that you put that when you said half diabetic. There's
no, she half Muslim.
Like you're trying to say, like,
half diabetic. Yeah, half Muslim and half diabetic. Yeah, that's because like,
well, is she diabetic on her mom's side or dad's side? That's what I need to know. I guess that's the question right there.
She wouldn't let you eat it, but she would eat. Oh, but I don't know. That's just hilarious. I've said some things that are questionable on this show before, but I've never said something so questionable about my own family member, my grandmother of all people. Like, she's probably going to visit me in my dreams tonight. That's going to be almost guaranteed. Rachel V says, from what I can tell, Tubi is entirely free. They buy up things that have cheap licenses and play a ton of ads. And I'm pretty sure Fox sells every scrap of data they can from their viewers' metrics. Yep.
Of course.
Now think about that now. Hold on.
It's probably like the perfect ad machine. I bet if we watch Tubi right now, it would show us something that we want to buy.
Oh, when you can hear my voice, because I'm about to do some crazy shit when you can hear me. Just let me know when you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me. All right, check it out, y'all. We know that the motherfuckers is out there taking our fucking data, right? But what we haven't thought about is if Fox is taking your data and they learning things about you, you're like, no, I'm not a customer. Fuck Fox. I don't fuck with Fox. But now they know how to advertise towards you, to manipulate your mind. You know what I'm saying? Now I can play mind games with you and have you buying Drake CDs and motherfucking playing it with your grandmama and telling her that she needs to twerk, and then telling you
buying pillows on TikTok because you haven't been sleeping right, and it somehow says that this pillow will alleviate the shoulder pain you somehow been having, and looking up and Googling shoulder pain and sleeping, and all of a sudden TikTok has an ad for a pillow that you bought and are waiting for the mail.
That's right. You open up that pillow.
They got me, bro. We need to ban that shit.
You open up that ad for that pillow, and then you see the cock pillow, and then you see the pussy pillow, and you like, yo, I'm gonna try to make you get that pussy pillow. Maybe I need to get that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And then you see it on your Facebook page when your girlfriend opens up your computer, and she's like, oh my God, what are you looking at this cock pillow for? And they're like, look, I wasn't looking at no cock pillow. That's an advertisement. But you were looking at the cock pillow. And now everybody knows, because everybody knows that Tubi has sold your information. Or let's just say that maybe they just decide to target you for, what do they call it? One of those deep fakes, like those, they got a lot of deep fake Biden calls, robocalls that are going around the country right now, and deep fake Trump calls that are going around the country right now. It's like nobody's safe, but I'm just saying, like, those types of things help them perpetuate those types of things towards you, or push those types of things towards you. There's never going to be a certain thing as like a Russiagate or whatever, but just know that you are easily it's easier to manipulate a person who is unaware that they have the possibility of being manipulated, right? So make sure you're paying attention.
It's easier to manipulate a person than it is to convince them that they've been manipulated.
Right. It's easier to manipulate a person than to manipulating them to believe that they've been manipulated to doing something. Like, but to just tell them that
what happened to you, and you're like, no, that didn't happen. But it's like,
exactly
happening right now. No.
It's like a person who tells you they don't argue, but then they but
I'm not arguing with you. I don't like to argue. Don't argue.
Oh man.
I'm not angry.
Rachel V also said it's that big marketing rule. If it's free, you're the product, not the consumer. Get it through your head, y'all. If it's free, you're the product, not the consumer. Rachel V says also, Rachel V also says, I don't like to argue, so I just admit I'm right. That's hilarious. Put that on a t-shirt. What comic book related thing can we put that on a t-shirt with? I don't like to argue, so I just admit I'm right. Maybe a Star Trek with Data on the front. It just says, this is Data. I don't like to argue, so I just admit I'm right. I don't know. It sounds like a t-shirt that you would see a girl wearing, like a stripper in the daytime, going to the weed shop. Y'all know what I'm talking about. A stripper in the daytime, going to the weed shop.
Definitely someone who calls her significant other daddy would wear that.
Hello. Is calling your significant other daddy and calling your significant other poppy, does that hit the same? I don't think so, but let me know in the comments.
It never does.
And Lil Frothy says the Archer quote for you t-shirt. Oh, yeah, that's an Archer quote for you t-shirt. Is that an Archer quote? I don't like to argue, so I just admit I'm right.
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah.
He is really short in real life, H. John Benjamin. I'm sure you probably seen him before, right?
I've never seen H. John Benjamin in person.
Oh man, you're gonna just tower over that man.
Dude, let me tell you something. If I saw H. John Benjamin in person, I would just have to try really hard not to do his impersonations of him. I don't know.
Play along with it. He was a pretty funny guy.
Oh, I'm sure
saw him. It was for Archer, like season 3 or something, early on.
Jealous.
Archer. And he was at TV Fest, and I hear him and Lucky Yates. Apparently, I didn't know if it was actually them. I hear them talking to each other, and I'm like, "Oh, sweet! They're watching Archer upstairs. I'm gonna go watch Archer." And then, boom! I see him. It was like, no, it's actually just them. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. That's y'all's fucking voices, huh? Y'all don't you just talk."
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, I think Sarah was just like, she heard Archer when she read this quote from Rachel, because I just have painstakingly made her watch every Archer episode that there is. And we came to a conclusion that I am Archer and she is Lana. It's just how our lives have been for a very long time. And damn near the entire time the series was on television. And like I even do like the yell her name 3 times type shit. All of it. Like it's so weird how much I am like Archer. I'm definitely not Archer. Y'all calm down. I'm not Archer. But even Morgan will tell you before I even met Floppy, like I am very weirdly Sterling Archer to a certain degree. But I could not tell you how much I would love to meet that motherfucker. Oh my God, y'all. Go bug him. Bug the hell out of him. Tell him he needs to come on to the podcast and we could talk we could do like Archer offs, Archer back and forths. The 5th Bantha Morgan says he can verify. I'm trying to tell you, man, I can do it. I am Sterling Archer. Now that might freak him out though, if I said that. Like it's I'm like you. I'm almost like you. I don't like to argue, so I just admit I'm right. Yeah. I gotta get him on the show, man. Like Rachel V said, he absolutely needs to come on the show. Now, before we move on, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who's watching. Jesus fucking Christ, I can't believe y'all are even hanging out with us right now. But we appreciate every single one of you. If you're watching from Drunk Bantha's channel, if you're watching from Nerds at Night, or if you're watching from the artist formerly known as Twitter, Drunk_Banthas on there, I just want to say thank you. Please like it, subscribe. If you're on Twitter, like retweet it. It really helps. It really, really helps. I know people say that and you hear it all the time, but honestly, for people like us, it really helps us financially. It really helps us physically because it helps the channel grow and it don't cost you nothing, brother. It don't cost you nothing, big dog. So imagine if you haven't liked right now and you sitting here listening to me talk about it, going through this real passionate like that. That means you ain't shit. If you don't want to like right now, you just a hater. I have to believe you's a hater. And I know you're not a hater because you're watching us right now. And it's all love, baby. So go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and share this shit with somebody and comment and join us in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Some people nervous and don't want to say nothing, but you can just say hi if you don't want to talk. You can just say hi and we will talk back to you, brother. Rachel V says you can probably do the Archer voice better than him. Hey, I'm talking about. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm just looking at that. Sorry, I'm just pulling up here. Yeah. So we might as well move on to something else. There's a new show that came out like 2 weeks ago, but in the last week, it's gotten pretty popular. And that show is Baby Arm. I mean, Reindeer. I mean, Netflix series Baby Reindeer. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I made those.
What an unusual title too, but
Baby Arm.
Baby Reindeer, like
Yeah.
Baby Reindeer.
Baby motherfucking Reindeer. Now, I know you haven't finished, so we're not going to talk about all of Baby Reindeer. Plus, I don't think I have the time to talk about
It's 8
all
episodes
of Baby Reindeer. Yeah, it's 8 episodes. But you know what's crazy? I watched all of that shit in less than a whole work day. I don't know what.
Yeah, I think they're only like 30 minutes a piece, right?
Is that what it is? Okay. Maybe there's one like 45 or 40 minutes or something like that. But yeah, like, okay, because I don't look at episode run times when I'm looking at a movie like that or a show like that, because when I say like that, looking at it while I'm working at the same time, I don't like stopping to go see how long the episodes are, because then I'm like, well, on Netflix specifically, I don't do it because you can see in the thumbnail, it's a spoiler. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but like, I hate looking at the thumbnail on streaming services for episodic television shows, because they're going to dump it out usually, or even if it's like X-Men and you get one a week, you still see the thumbnail, and it usually ruins like a big part of the movie or episode rather. And like this newest episode of X-Men, for instance, since I was saying that, I'll stick with that. The thumbnail is Wolverine with his suit blown off and his fucking knives out. I'm like, dog, his claws are out. What the hell? This ain't that. So I don't look at the thumbnails for that reason. So I didn't see the episode run times, but this show was absolutely, first of all, it's groundbreaking, right? This is a groundbreaking series, like it or not. A gentleman taking his real life situations and putting them in a, try not to sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. Try not to. I'm good. No. All right. I'm good now. Okay. Yeah. He took these real life situations and he put them into a one-man stand-up show. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this all started as a one-man stand-up show, and then he was asked, "Hey man, do you want to make this into a comedy series or like a series?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm down." What about this? What do you know about this series so far, Terry? Like outside of the series itself, like the episodes themselves. Like, what do you know so far?
I did not know anything about this guy. I've never heard of him, never seen him ever. Like, I had to look him up to see who he was. I guess he's been popular in the UK comedy rings, and he did a lot of festivals and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I forgot that there's even a thing called comedy festivals. Like, yeah. So
yeah, they got rid of the one in Vancouver this year.
So I was just like, that's not a thing really over here. So never heard of him. So I was like, who is this guy? So I had to like, and I found out that it was like his comedy act or like a one-man comedy act. And I was like, I don't know how this is too much of a comedy, but it's a dark comedy act. Definitely. But I thought the plot itself kind of interested me because you don't really see too many men talking about I was stalked or, later on, I was SA'd or something like that. So I thought that was,
I like it.
A story that gets told a lot. So that's kind of had my interest to it.
SA'd. I'm writing that down. I was SA'd, not actually fatalted. Okay, yeah, I got that. SA'd. It's just like we say vaped. You know what I'm saying? Which I guess technically happened to him in this. Yeah. And then he also
that episode of vape like that really like made it take a whole darker turn. Well, you were not expecting it to go that way.
So let's stay with. I'm gonna come back to SA'd and vaped because I think he gets SA'd before. You can say SA'd and it sounds like you saying essay, like
essay.
Yo, he got SA'd, huh? Hey, this fool got SA'd. Oh shit, fool, he got essay, fool.
Essay by the essay.
He got essay by the essay, fool. Oh shit, was it when he was in prison? No, it was at Taco Bell, fool. Shit happened the other day, fool. Like, oh shit. They got essayed. But we want to come back to that. We want to come back to the essays. And I don't know how many times I'll be able to say essay now without laughing. We'll come back to
you ruined my good one. You're ruining it.
I know. I love it. I think you did something amazing, and I'm just trying to celebrate it right now because it's the essays got vaped and the essays vape, or the essays vape and they could have got vaped, or you know what I'm saying? Like I love it. Yeah, I love it. We've got to build this. Actually, Such a dark. This conversation we're having is just about as dark as this fucking.
And then speaking of essays getting essayed, Blood In, Blood Out is now available on streaming.
Yeah, and it came out like 20 years ago. It came out was it 20 years ago or 30 years ago?
Yeah, it was basically the Mexican version of Boys in the Hood.
But it came out like this week, like 30 years ago.
Yeah, like it just got released this week to be on streaming.
No. I mean, I'm pretty sure 30 years ago or something like that. Like, This original premiere came out.
Yeah,
it was either this week or last week that the original premiere.
Because I started seeing like little shorts and stuff about the movie come up now.
That's crazy. Yeah, shout out to Blood In, Blood Out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Give me that chocha.
Give me that chocha. Oh man. Anyway. But yeah, I want to get back to vapes and essays later. But I just want to talk a little bit about the main story. Othelius, have you seen this story? I just need to know from niggas. Have black people seen this show other than the black people that you are watching right now? Because I guarantee you Nine's not on because he didn't finish it. He like started it, and I guarantee you he didn't finish it. And I'm really curious if he did or didn't, because I bet you he stopped when it got weird. You know what I'm saying? I bet you he was like, whoa, I did not think this is where we were going. I need a pause break, because it was already weird going up to that. And then like it's like heavy. I shouldn't say weird, but it's like heavy leading up to that. And then all of a sudden this shit happens. You're like, yo, son, I need a break. This poor ass white nigga. Who be treating this white nigga like this? And why he just keep doing this? So just so y'all know, the way that this show starts is there's this terribly garbage comedian who's just trash, like not a good comedian at all.
Prop comic at that. Not just any comic. Prop comic.
Yeah, I mean, look, and we all know the prop god is Carrot Top. That's it.
Yeah, if you ain't Carrot Top, you just stop.
And if people who like Carrot Top don't try to be listening to Carrot Top all the time, like, relax, dog. You know what I'm saying? There is no Vegas in London. There is no Vegas in London. Put that on a t-shirt. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so he works at a bar. He's a terrible comedian. This lady comes in. They say she's older, but they kind of look the same age almost, I guess. But
she's supposed to be.
She's supposed to be older. But like they gray her hair up a little bit. Like she does towards the end of the movie. It feels like she looks a little older than what they did at the beginning, but I digress. She comes into their pub. He's working. Donnie is his name. Donnie is working. Donnie Dunn. Terrible fucking actor. I mean, comedian. Excuse me. He was a terrible comedian.
Yeah, he's a good actor because he makes you believe he's a terrible fucking comedian.
Great act. I mean, like, this is the thing. I'm gonna go with you saying good actor, because I was about to say great actor, but I'm gonna go with you saying good actor, because this is a story based directly from his life. Like, if we're to believe everything that he says, this is a story based completely on his recollection and documentation of the events that have happened, based on like the records that he has, which is emails, voicemails, pictures, you know, and because everything is digital these days and on your phone, he was able to track all this stuff. I mean, we're talking about from like 2017 to early 2018. This dude was stalked by a young lady who came into his. Am I scratching? Is it popping? No. Okay, we're good. By a young lady who came into the bar, and she sat down, and he asked her if he could get her a drink. She says she can't afford it, long story short, and he offers her a cup of tea because he's British, and he felt bad for her.
Yeah,
you know, and
she's like all disheveled looking, and Looked like she was crying, or had been crying or something.
She had been crying her little ass off. I don't want to bring, we played so much Kendrick earlier. I really am nervous about playing any thing from this.
We're still going strong on the stream. Hasn't kicked us off yet.
Right, yeah. So I'm gonna see how much stuff they'll let me play.
Sent from my iPhone.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to find stuff on here. Let me do clips. But anyway, so she comes in, he gives her the tea. She feels great about it, right? Like somebody gave me something free. Shit. I don't have to think you're attractive to fucking be enamored with you for giving me something for free. I love you if you gave me free stuff, but I'm not going to follow you home. I'm not going to look you up online. I'm not going to ask you for your phone number. I'll probably actually forget about you right when I leave. So it's weird to think about it like that. Like to me, I would never find myself in this situation. And I would never find myself in either one of these positions. I would never find myself being a stalker. And I could never find myself being stalked, at least in my mind. Because I'm not going to lead nobody on. You know what I mean? And he does talk about it in the show.
Right, there's just like a lot of things where what he's doing where it's just like, especially when his, I guess, ex-girlfriend at that point, or then girlfriend Terry, kind of like, because she's a therapist, straight up calls him out like several times, being like, I think you like this because she sees you the way you want to be seen.
Oh, wait, is this? Holy shit, is this the real version? Hold on. So, for y'all who don't know, so like we were saying, he gets stalked by this lady. He's a shitty comedian, like we said, and the entire time in the movie, he's basically trying to win this comedy competition that goes on the span of several months, which is very similar to competitions that used to take place here in the early 90s. Like comedy is always like American comedy style of comedy is always like 10 years behind in other countries. They're always catching up. So like this is 2017, like I said. So he's like trying to build his little shit up so he can do his little comedy special, basically. Get this competition, you get your comedy special, boom, 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 more work. Well, at the last special, like the last competition, the finals, dude loses it because of all the crazy stuff that this stalker has put him through. And also, not to mention some of the crazy stuff that he's been through as a human being in general. Like his early 20s are crazy. This dude gets this dude starts out like everybody else in the entertainment industry does. Naive, happy, willing to do whatever.
Thinking, hey, I got the venue and they'll let me perform. And then when you open up, there's like one person paying attention and maybe there's 4 other people there, but those other 4 people are watching the game on the TV.
Absolutely.
They were gonna be there regardless that you're performing or not, because
it gets harder. And it gets harder. And it gets harder. And it gets harder. And then somebody shows you some love. Right? Well,
someone famous. Someone you
exactly. I was about to say, after somebody show you some love, then somebody who matters show you love, because people show you love, and that's cool, and it's all great, and I love it. But when people who quote unquote matter, like people who are in a position to help you succeed or further your career, when they say that they like your shit or love your shit, man, it puts a battery in your back like you never had before. And so that's what happens to him. He gets a battery put in his back.
Yeah, he gets his little one-on-one lessons and everything, telling him how to better.
Now check it out.
He started building up a bigger crowd for advertising. He was putting them on for a little bit. Genuinely
putting them on in a sense that he didn't have to go out of his way to do anything for him. Like, being where he is and the connections that he has, nothing that he did ever went out of his way for him, because the things that he promised him never came to fruition because he had to keep him on a string so that he could take advantage of him. Right?
I was just saying, at first it seemed more like he was actually going out of his way, because he helped him increase his crowd
from Donnie's perspective.
From Donnie's perspective, he was doing a lot more than anybody else was doing, and finally was doing the things he wanted to. He saw the trajectory starting to go forward, but he didn't have the hindsight to see where exactly this trajectory was going.
Right, and
it looked like it was going up, but he couldn't see that over the hill. It was going straight.
Also, because he was in complete delusion that his comedy was funny. Like, he thought he was doing. I've seen an interview with him recently, and he was just talking about how, like, he was delusional about how his comedy was comedy, and like, or funny, because he thought he was reinventing comedy,
doing
something different that's anti-comedy, and he didn't realize how stupid that was, because people, like, comedy is about what people will laugh at, not what you think people should laugh at. So you have to find this balance between being funny and telling a story that people want to hear, and he wasn't good at that. Like, clearly he was talented, because he was able to write this. Like, I don't care what happened to you. If this kind of shit happened to me, y'all, all you're gonna hear about it is on this motherfucking podcast. I'm not writing this shit down. Like, I don't know how you even gonna hear about it on anything other than this. But what's Rachel V said here? I don't know if quote unquote leading on is a necessary component of stalking. Laugh out loud. It's not a necessary component of stalking. I'm glad you got to that point, because what he did was he didn't necessarily lead her on to that. That's not what kept her stalking him or led to her stalking him. What led to her stalking him is he knew that she had developed feelings for him very quickly, like in months, hours, days, weeks. And he had a lot of opportunities throughout the series to just literally be very blunt in a situation that may have hurt her feelings, but would have let it all just be done. And he goes through that like, he tries to hit that button several times, but then right when he gets his hand over it, he's like,
But I mean, it's not saying that even if he would have done it, it would have stopped the stalking.
No,
but
right.
He definitely didn't help out his situation,
because he felt like he needed
But
it.
I think in a way that a normal person would try and react would be you would see these signs, and I would say you would try and shut this down as soon as the fuck possible. Mm-hmm. You see that these are red flags, because her red flags and everything are pretty just fucking obvious what they show them, and it goes to the point of where it was like, yeah, he kind of liked that attention, but then you finally figure out why he was liking that type of attention and what all happened to him. That's what really like throws him for a whirlwind.
And what Terry's referring to, y'all, is we found out that our main character, or the testicular character, he was, like we said, we insinuated earlier, he was vaped and SD'd and vaped by the writer that he met, this dude who's like, I can't remember the fake name of the fake show that they said he was a writer for, but let's just say the real one that he was writing. Let's just say he was writing for Top Boy. Okay, and
we're not gonna say that. I love that show. God bless Drake. God, fuck you, Kendrick. You didn't bring back no TV shows. You ain't got no TV shows.
Oh man,
yeah, it was a comedy show. I don't know what it was supposed to be. People are like making hints of who it could have been and all this other stuff.
Oh yeah, it's easy. We could easily figure it out. You know what I think is not necessary? Like, me doing it for free. That's what I feel like. Like there's somebody out there on a Reddit right now combing the earth for that shit, and we'll have it in a couple of weeks. But right now, And if I'm not mistaken, the real lady that this is about came out and spoke on this not too long ago.
I was about to post that. I forgot to post that in the chat, but yeah, it says like she's trying to sue because people are bothering her, and I was like, "How? No one would know it was you."
Yeah, bitch. All you gotta do is say it ain't me, you goofy ass bitch.
No one knows it's you. Like you doing this lawsuit means everybody's gonna know it's you.
Yeah. Also, I guarantee you, she's tried to call him, and I'm 50% sure it's like 50-50. Did he answer his phone, or did he, is he just looking at it dreadingly, like trying not to answer? He's like right this very second trying not to actively take on his addiction and like start listening to this lady's craziness. So I do want to point out, like I said, he was vaped and SD'd in his early 20s, and then he in that time period he's being controlled, he's being manipulated. This lead writer for the show is promising him all this kind of stuff and abusing him and making him do things for him during the day and making him do things for him at night. And all the while he's drugging this guy, like he's drugging Don. Donnie's being like abused in his sleep. He's not being abused while he's awake. He's not being like forcibly overtaken. He's not being beat up. So all of the things
when I heard the drugs he gave him was like, don't fucking do that. Do not do that one. He was like,
the first drug he does is GHB with Molly.
Ecstasy and GHB.
What the fuck? Who does those together?
Like, you don't know what that does. Don't do that.
As a matter of fact,
like, as soon as he said those two drugs, I was like, yeah.
Have you ever done GHB outside of the United States of America?
I've never done GHB inside of America.
Okay. It's just, I'm just curious. I've never done it either, I've never done it either, but it's funnier if I ask you if you've done it outside the country before I ask you if you've done it inside the country. But the reason I ask outside the country is because like maybe GHB is just different there than it is here. Like maybe it's more controlled because they like have different controlled substance laws. Maybe people can study it over there more so people know more about it or something, make it cleaner.
I have heard tales about it from some of my gay friends about it running in their circles of them doing it recreationally.
Gay people be having dope drugs though. Well, I guess in this case, not so much.
Back in my hometown, there was like a very large bust of GHB that happened, and it like involved the dude that owned the giant like fireworks stand and a couple other businesses. It was a real scandal.
Always the guy who owns the giant fireworks stand. Yeah, we had a similar situation in Alabama, but I ain't trying to get
it was GHB, and I thought that was also weird. But no, I think you're right. Like overseas, like I think they just they do a lot of the different drugs more.
Yeah, and I've never heard of someone coming up.
I was like, that's weird.
I've heard somebody saying like, "Oh, I did some cocaine. I did too much. I'm gonna take a Xanax and come down." Like I brought a Xanax with me so that I can take this.
Makes sense to me,
right? But I've never heard somebody saying, "Oh, I did a lot of cocaine. I'm gonna take some GHB." I'm gonna fucking take goddamn date rape drug right now.
And then with Molly too, so just like when he said that combo, I was just like, this man you need to run from this man. Do not take those drugs.
Seriously.
He's going to SA you, and he's gonna make you feel good about you getting SA'd. So like he
like gave him he said, "This is Molly. You take it to feel this way," and then he holds up the GHB. He's like, "And this is liquid GHB. You take it to come down." And then they just take both of them. Like, wait a minute, I want to feel the up first.
Feel the first one first.
Can I get up and then realize I'm too high and then take it? Why don't I do that? And the amount that they took is insane.
I was thinking it was in a mixed drink. I was hoping that it was in a mixed drink.
That mixed drink must have been Sprite then, because it was like clear, like a shot glass. And shout out to their shot glasses. I got the same shot glasses, but like the dude, it was so weird because I've never seen anyone take more than like this much, like a cap of a like
right? Yeah, you
drink
don't. Yeah,
cap.
that's all. It's like what the fuck.
I've never seen anybody take like.
But I feel like he
more
also
than
didn't
this.
know what GHB was. I was just like, oh, you don't even know what.
Yeah, I feel like it's
don't get peer pressure. Don't get peer pressure, bro. Yeah, see is what happens when you don't have.
Like, did he not
What
know?
happens when you
That
don't
was a
have
great
fucking hair?
question. That's a great question because I was like, did he
It seemed
not
like
know?
he didn't know what GHB was because he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. But
because me knowing what it is, I'd be like, hell no, I'm not about to take that, bro. Like,
man, you asked me to. I literally.
Why are you doing that? Why
saved my homies.
That?
I saved my homie Palmero's life one time. Shout out to Palmero, man. I know you're not watching, but like, shout out to this nigga. He might actually be dead. I don't know. But Palmero, he was doing like HGH all night with my homie, my other homie. I ain't gonna say his name, but like, this motherfucker passed out in the back of the car. And like, long story short, we was driving around for like 4 hours, 6 hours, got home, this dude was scooping out in the back of the truck. That's what they call scooping out. And I like pulled him, not in the back of the truck, but back of the Mustang. I pulled him out of the back seat of the Mustang and threw him on the ground in the driveway and just like pushed on his chest, like up and in his sternum area. Man, this dude vomited all over the ground. Looked like a big thought bubble next to him when he ended up throwing up in like right next to his body. It just looked like a big thought bubble, but because it was so much. But I'm only saying that to say like he could have died. You know what I mean? Like, and he was taking nothing but caps. These two are just sitting here taking big, huge shots, and I can't say it's a lie, right? Because this is this dude's recollection of what was happening. And he's the one performing it. He's the one that's directing. He's the one all set. So I have to assume it went down the way it went down. But those events led him to like breaking up with his girlfriend, questioning his sexuality, going into really dangerous sexual situations to help him try to clarify who he was as a person. And all of that led to him losing it on stage during a competition. I want to play that competition. I have never seen this. I was able to find what somebody says is it. Let's see if it's it. It doesn't look like
I
it.
like you better than I like most of the comics sitting in this audience right here. But you know what I don't like?
Oh, this is
I don't like the idea that you're the best in it.
Oh, you know what? This nigga, I remember this nigga. He's slightly different. It's the same shit, but this nigga's different. It's from 10 years ago, by the way. That's crazy. Like, I guess maybe this nigga heard about it and did it different. I don't know. What is that? That was crazy. I think I remember that. But he was doing the Drake shit, wasn't he? Hold on. He said,
see, Conrad, that's pain. That's a terrible set. Here's the thing. I like you. In fact, I like you better than I like most of the comics sitting in this audience right here. But you know what I don't like? I don't like the idea that you're the best.
I don't like the idea that you're the best. Damn, I was trying to find this nigga's shit and ended up not finding it. Because apparently it's not easy to find. Okay. I found remember the one. Okay, so in the show, Donnie's Donnie Stalker finds his old comedy from what was 2011. You remember that, Terry?
Mm-hmm. It shows it to the guy at the bar.
Yes, she shows it to the guys at the bar or the guy at the bar, and then his friends find it, the guys who work with him at the bar. I just slipped up on it right now. This is the shit that he was trying to not get anybody to watch.
English in the room, give me a cheer. Hooray! I'll just replace Fife with Birmingham. Any Welsh in the room? Or just replace 5 with whales. The less said about Ireland, the better. What with the troubles? London seems like a riot these days.
2011. Those riots.
What's your name? So I've got 2 minutes left. Please don't interrupt. So Amy Winehouse, better not.
Like, it's not good.
I guess if I could remember what 2011 was all going on, maybe it might be funny. But
I mean, Amy Winehouse was just died. We were in the midst of
riots, and I just don't remember that. Maybe it might.
Well, you know, there was a lot of the Hebbo film, the one where the Muslim, like the people made that movie where they depicted Muhammad physically, and the motherfuckers put a Charlie Hebdo cartoon.
Charlie, the French magazine.
I think, is that not 2011?
I don't remember.
And then there was a movie. Then there was a movie that got jihaded as well. My friend was in that movie. Like, so yeah, there was. I don't want to go into that because it's so. The reason I want to talk to you about that. I'll tell you about it some other time. But usually, I'm not concerned about what people will think. But nigga had a real motherfucking. I don't know what they call it. Like, it's not a jihad, but when you disrespect the Muslim faith, like the radical Muslims believe that you should die, and there's like a thing that they call it out. It's basically like
fatwa.
A fatwa.
They issue a fatwa.
My homie has a fatwa on his ass for sure, and he can't go to certain countries. Like fucking federal government, CIA called this nigga to tell him, yo, it's not sweet for you like that no more, dog. Like you gotta relax. You cannot just go anywhere in the country no more. Like, cause seriously, somebody could just run up on you and it's over for you. Shout out to Marco. So I will not be speaking on that specifically. But yeah, I just want to show y'all how bad this nigga was as a comedian. And that's what got him. That's what sucked him in. You know, this girl really gave him some love on some shit that he had never gotten love on before. You know, like people always constantly tell him how fucking bad he was. And he was constantly always just realizing what the truth was, which is that he fucking sucked at being a comedian. But he never wanted to quit. Like, you don't want to quit. You want to keep going because you got to find that person who really believes in you. That one yes is better than 1,000 no's. Right?
Yep.
And for a while, he thinks he's going to get that yes, or he thinks he's gotten that yes. And then he gets...
He's got to prove that he's cool. He got to prove that he's down to party. You got to prove that he's with it, that he got what it takes.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate, man. Like, and so I keep trying to make sure. If you're wondering why I'm pausing, there's 2 reasons. My nose is running. It's hard to breathe. Oh, those 3 reasons. My nose is running. It's hard to breathe. And I'm trying not to mess up the ending for Terry. So I just want to talk about the relationship that he had with everyone outside of the pub, for instance. It was shit. The relationship that he had with everyone outside the pub, he was like basically just lying. He was like pretending to be who he was outside the pub. He was pretending to be a whole nother person in the pub, which we don't know until, you know, later episodes down, right? Like, and we don't know that he's like secretly hiding a homosexual / bisexual / I don't know, sexual like persona that he has. He's like not only fighting it, but hiding it and beating the hell out of it and locking it in a closet and, and burying it in the ground somewhere. Like, he don't want nobody to know nothing. Like, and what I mean by like burying and all that shit is because he's going on dates with these gay men, lesbian women, or bi women, and straight women, and trans men and trans women. Like, he's going through all of the things to try to figure out what he likes.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's lying to them about who he is.
On all 31 flavors.
Right. But he's like lying to them about who he is, even though. So in that moment where you're trying to like be open with yourself or explore yourself, you're still lying to yourself to a certain degree. Well, not to a certain degree. I mean, to a definite degree, but he's more so lying to the people. Like, he's lying to himself that he can have the relationship while lying to other people. But he's also just lying to these people, having them believe and create empathy for him where they probably shouldn't have empathy for him, because like, yeah, the things you went through are the things that you went through, and you didn't deserve to go through those things. No one does. But you don't get the right to then abuse other people. And you might not see it as abuse by lying to someone about who you are, or lying to someone that that you have another life, even though it's harmless. I just work down there and I ain't want her to know that I work down there, or I just live over here and I ain't want her to know that I was living down there, or him, or whatever. To a certain degree, man, if you're doing that to hurt people, like to keep people from knowing who you really are, you're leading that person on to fall in love with, or become friends with, or endear themselves with this fake person that you created. Right? Like, if you one day tell me that your name is Donnie instead of Bobby, then that's gonna fuck me up. I don't know, like, sex or no sex, just knowing that I've known you this long and we've talked about all this stuff, and now you're telling me your name is something else, I have a reason to now not trust you as well. And if we are sexually involved, intimately involved, then it's going to make it even worse. I did not understand how many fucking mistakes this dude kept making. What about you? Is it the same for you? Because I just felt like, dude, I just wanted to shake this nigga, like, yo, nigga, stop.
I feel like since at the beginning I was kind of like, you're an idiot, what the fuck are you doing? And then seeing what happened to him, I felt a little bit more compassion towards the mistakes he clearly just kept making. I'm not going to say he was not making mistakes. He was making mistakes left and right, but there is a reason for his brain to not be working properly. And homeboy definitely needed much needed counseling that he never received to help him stop making these things and making these mistakes. And it's like basically was just self-destroying behavior that he now has, because he's been made to feel worthless. So he's gonna keep proving that point that he is, like, how he feels. He wants to make sure that how he feels actually happens. I did get to the part where he does have like the big breakdown, and he like just confesses, like, the one thing I loved more than her was hating myself. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was sneezing and I didn't want to get caught up on the sneeze. It's the sneezatron. But you're right. The only thing he could do well was hate himself. Like, that was the only thing he could accomplish in life at this point.
It was the only thing he loved.
It's the only thing he loved, and the only thing when Martha came into his life, he loved Martha because she made him feel funny. He loved Teresa, because she made him feel comfortable. She made him feel like he's having a regular conversation with a human being instead of being used. Because what we didn't tell y'all is, man, let me tell you something. After he got his finger popped, so how do I say this? Donnie got his butt touched by the lead writer dude. Who would I would say Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein touched
UK with Harvey Weinstein
his butt. And so, like, if that happened to me, Harvey Weinstein would have had to die, right? But this dude, he wanted to accomplish the goals, but also, you know, is this thing where he admitted, like, I didn't know what I didn't know. Like, these of him putting his finger in my Uchi Wally Wally Uchi Bang Bang made me go, damn, like, that's uncomfortable. I didn't want that. That is scary. But it also made you go, well, I liked my finger in my Huashashi, and I don't know how I feel about that because it just happened to me by somebody I didn't want it to happen to. Like, I definitely don't like that. Like, right? Like, but like, I liked that. But like, did I like that? Or did it just so like he's left with this like crazy confusion, which I cannot even imagine. Like, I cannot fucking imagine like how fucked up all of that is. You know what I mean?
Not the way you want to come out.
It's not the way you want to come out. It's not the way you want to find out. And then also, like, where does that come from? Like, this dude did not feel like he was gay at any point in his life. So, like, or at least that's the way he describes it. He did not feel like he was gay at any point in his life. And then all of a sudden,
I was a little confused at that point because the only thing I really remember is that I remember he says he identifies as bi, but I don't think I'm not sure if that was like before everything happened or like now he was just saying that he is comfortable with that title.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like him halfway
like
joking with Martha.
I think you know what? That's definitely after because I read that. I was reading up on him.
Okay.
How he identifies now. So I couldn't tell. I feel like, yeah, they didn't really bring it up if he was identifying as straight before that incident happened or not.
Mm-hmm. But first of all, y'all, if you identify as bi out there, if you identify as lesbian, shout out to you. If you identify as gay, shout out to you. The GTQs, all of y'all, fuck with y'all.
Even pansexuals.
Got you. Hold on, let me pull you up on here.
If you identify as pansexual, I got you. Come on down to
got you, man. That is actually really dope. Hello, I'm pansexuals. But if you're bisexual,
pride fist style, whichever you want to be, you know, you want to be friendly with it or you want to be militant with it. I got you.
That's right. He's a righteous brother. What was I talking about? Talking about gay stuff.
Identifying as
if you're bi, you're just greedy. That's what I was gonna say. You's a greedy motherfucker.
I think also like the pansexual. That adds even more stuff to your
life.
Whatever.
If you're bi, you like having sex with everybody. Like, you like having sex with everybody. Let's not try to beat around. Yeah, exactly. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not try to make it anything more than it is, because it definitely shouldn't be taboo as it is.
I feel like a lot of things that are like the whole P. Diddy, well, except for the SA part, but everything else that P. Diddy was doing, like the blackmail, I was like, well, it wouldn't be blackmail if nobody really cared about it. So what if these rappers all secretly bi or something? I don't give a fuck. That does not change my opinion about them, but I'll make it a big deal. And so now you do it to yourself.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be a big deal if you didn't make it a big deal.
The biggest rapper in the world could be, well, anybody that's not Drake or whoever you consider to be the biggest rapper out would be the smallest rapper out, would be in the top 20 billboards, but like the bottom 20, the bottom 22 billboards. You know why? Is because whoever came out and was black and said, I'm a rapper and I'm gay. Not no little Nas X shit. I'm talking about real rappers. A rapper, like if a guy who sounds just like Ice Cube came out and said, yeah, I like boys. You'd be like, what? He's like, hey, shut up. I like girls too. And you'd be like, oh shit, this nigga bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you say? Like, people can't say nothing more than what they say about other people.
I mean, like Tyler, the creator, kind of does that, but you don't really take him too seriously most of the time.
Yeah, he has the ambiguity of like doing the first black Jackass TV show, so he can like pretend like, oh no, that's not. I'm just crazy. I just say everything. I just do anything. Like,
I mean, it was funny when he curved that whole man on live TV and they recorded it. And he's like, I really like you. And it's like, I like these pop songs. I like these.
You talking about man. What's that nigga's name? Carmichael.
Yeah, but it was
Jared
like, yeah,
Carmichael.
like with him, you don't know if it's like it's kind of a whole joke. So, but
Jared
yeah,
Carmichael said, yeah, go ahead.
You know, you're just not hearing no trap rappers coming out and say that shit. Just no, yeah, because like Lil Nas X, you're just like, okay, yeah, I see that. You made it clear from the start, but your lyrics aren't that hard. You know,
I don't consider him a rapper. I consider him a pop artist.
He's a pop star.
Like even from the beginning, like, and actually, I think it's more likely. I mean, more of a reason to consider him as a country artist more than an R&B artist or a
pop. Yeah, he kind of
yeah, that's more where he fits to me. And
maybe R&B a little bit.
I think that's where he didn't try to go with his next album, and I think that's why people didn't really receive it as well as they did the Old Town Road.
I never really listened to any of his songs, but I do like his videos a lot. I think the art of video making is dying, and I love to see it get resurrected.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the fucking Spike Joneses and the Hype Williamses of the world. I'd like to believe that I could get a Spike Jones, maybe not video, but a photo. I could get a photo with with Spike Jones. I'm pretty positive. Some really good friends of mine are best friends with him. He probably wouldn't do a show for me or anything like that, or like,
hey, come on the show, come talk with us.
That would be fucking awesome, dude. That would be so fucking awesome. What was I about to say? Because there's a lot more to go into. I just don't want to spoil anything. What did you think about the parallel? Damn, why does that keep happening? What did you think about the parallels between their judicial system and our judicial system?
That's a good question, actually.
Because they went through that a lot, being the stalking element.
Because when it gets revealed that she stalked a police officer, I was like, they were kind of taking this more seriously than they would like in America, I feel like. But, they also had one of their own be stalked by their lady. So, like, she was well known already in the system.
Right.
So she was kind of already a problem. So I felt like they probably wouldn't drag their feet on this. But let's just say, like, the intake of it, like the way the guy was first dealing with it, he had some good points, kind of being like, this isn't like what you're not showing me any real evidence, and you're not telling me any real thing to take this stalking claim seriously. And it felt like he kept trying to prod him for the right answer, where, like, I feel like in America, they'd be like, just get the fuck up out of here. I'm not going to even try and help you. Get out.
Exactly. Yeah, I felt like it was kind of just meh. Yeah. Well, y'all get up out of here. I don't really feel like dealing with this. It sounds like they don't really even give a shit in any way, shape, or form until, like you said, he mentioned. Well,
Because like,
this is her name. Look up this name, and then that's when
dude
they was
froze and just like, I need a supervisor. It's above my pay.
If you put in, what was her name?
Martha, whatever.
Martha's, I don't know. Let's say Martha Baxter. Like, you're gonna get 7,000 fucking Martha Baxters. It seems like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a smaller place. It definitely is, but maybe it's a smaller database. But I just feel like you get too many Marthas. We're gonna have to go through these Marthas first before I can.
Right, but it pinged up the right lady and everything. And
hey, that's like, how you know she was about it. Like, yo, this bitch.
That dude's hard. Like, what did that file have to say? It was like, if you're seeing this, call this sergeant immediately.
It said, if you see this, go
call
get
your
help
supervisor immediately. I remember, like, you know, I used to work at General Motors, and that's where me and Blake first met.
Shout out to Blake.
He knows this story too because it was a file I found while we were in training, because we could look at like live files of like the customers who would call in and they would keep a file. And I found this one customer called Vicky Bass, and she had called in so much. She had gotten to supervisors that I didn't even know were an actual supervisor. Like, I learned what some of these managers did because she got to speak with them. And like, basically when she would call, it would show up her file and it was like, give this call to a supervisor immediately. Don't even try and talk to her. Just give her to this person.
I like how you just said that bitch's whole name on the live. I love it. You didn't say where y'all worked at. You didn't say where y'all worked at. Oh, you did.
This could be anywhere.
Actually, you did. No, you said GM. You said GM. So that's different. That's the difference. Well, you know what? Y'all have to actually do some work to figure that out. And by that, if that means,
I'm sure she's probably passed away by now.
If you guys did all the work to find that out, put it in the comments. And also, it's good problems for us if they went and found this lady, because they're only going to come back to this video to be like, I found that lady. That would be funny. I always wonder what's going to happen when people rewatch these videos and realize it's me. He sold me a dub back in the day. That's crazy.
So, yeah, I could just imagine what this police file said on this lady as soon as he typed in her name. Because when we were typing her name, all kinds of crazy shit would pop up. So imagine the crazy shit that, like, because he froze. I was just like, what's going on? Like,
right?
Why? Like, it threw me back for one. And then he had to get the supervisor, and she's all like, come with me. And I was like, oh my God, did she just kill somebody? Has she been killing people? Like, I thought murder was on the table or some shit.
Sounds like it was, but it just didn't get served. But
overall, I think the cops seem a little bit better than police. I don't know. I don't like American police.
I felt like every time he had an interaction with the police, it was just to show how stupid they were. Like, it kind of showed me that he felt like, to a certain degree, as a writer, and as the person who, it's weird, as a writer and the person who experienced it, I think he was trying to convey more so how stupid the police were, more so than how stupid the law was necessarily. He just seemed like he felt like they were not taking him serious, like he was getting angry about them not taking him serious. And then the more you see them, he goes on to continuously not be taken serious. Even when it's serious, he's not being taken serious. Because he should have never been able to walk up on his own stalker. Like he should have never been able to walk up on his stalker and say anything to her. He should never be able to chase, to do anything. Like, he should, when you have that stalker case here in Los Angeles or in California, if I'm not mistaken, if someone's stalking you and you do take them to court, you have to be in court while they're in court. Like, otherwise they can get off for it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one there to testify against them, so they can get off for it. At least in American court, that's how I believe it's set up. So I don't know, man. That whole case, I just feel like, oh, dude. I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to ruin the end for you. But what I can speak on is I can't speak on that either. Can't speak on that either. But I will speak to the nature of it, like the situation he ended up with the British Harvey Weinstein. How did you feel about that? Did you feel like he played into it too much? Because he is in a situation in this, as he explains, like where he's being groomed. He has, which I didn't know you could groom a grown man. I just didn't know that, but I understand the logic of it, like tonally, as far as the show's trying to convey. But I just didn't understand why he just didn't leave. You know what I mean? Like he's got a beautiful girlfriend who he claims to love. They seemed like they were in love, very bubbly, happy all the time. But man, that
was me.
What happened?
That was my internet that messed up.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. It didn't show up over here. But I just felt like, man, call the police. You know what I mean? Like, very simple shit. Because this ain't nothing this ain't no this is a black and white issue. There's not a whole bunch of nuance to this. Like, I'm over at his house. I took some drugs. I fucking don't remember what happened to me. And my butthole is bleeding. Let me call the police. How did you feel about this little relationship that they had? I don't want to. We're gonna get up out of here not too long after this, but I'm just curious about like the breakdown of that.
I don't know. I've never been in a situation like that where I can say right now if that did happen. Yeah, I'm definitely telling. I'm going to tell. I don't care what anybody says, how powerful you are. If it's going to ruin my reputation, you're not getting away with it. That's just the type of person I am and was grown to be. But I know a lot of people just aren't like that. I can see like
right.
guy was just promising him so fucking much, and he's going through these feelings that hey, maybe I am bisexual, so maybe I do like this, maybe it's not that bad. And if it's with this guy, I mean, if somebody's gonna do it to me, why not be somebody that can like make my career and make me famous if I only have to like just stomach them for like this time until I get my big break, and then I won't need them anymore, so it's not gonna last that long and I can just forget about it. And if I tell other people, it might be at that point to where it's like I'm a nobody. Nobody's gonna like believe me compared to like, this dude who already knows everybody, and they can be like, "No, this dude's just lying. Y'all know me."
Especially if you're a quote unquote nobody.
Who's this random nobody?
Because oh man, being a nobody makes it way more difficult. And even if you're a nobody who can really act or really perform or whatever it is that you're doing in the entertainment field, like when you're a nobody, it sucks. It's like the worst thing ever. And I just feel like Donnie just got sucked into that. You know what I mean? Like people who are trying to take advantage of him, using his insecurities to help him destroy his self. Because honestly, nobody went out and like, I guess the weird dude did, but like nobody went out and physically tried to assault Donnie, really. They were doing it with manipulation. They were doing it with promises of, delusions of grandeur, you know what I'm saying? Like promises of things that's going to happen in the future that just don't happen. But that kind of behavior, in my opinion, I can see through it, you know what I'm saying? Because I know pimps, but if you don't know nothing about none of that stuff, you don't know nothing about a pimp or none of that, man, let your kid watch this. Like, let your kid watch this. I'm not saying all kids need to watch this or this is made for kids. That's not what I'm saying at all. Y'all are letting your kids watch a lot of shit on television today. Let your kid watch this because this shows you some real depth to how to behave as a person, how to behave as a human being without harming, because there's a lot done wrong in this show. So it shows you what you should do. Hopefully that's what you take from it, is like what to do right? Like things that you should look out for, signs you should see in real life or in an entertainment world. Like just look out for things, see something, say something type shit. But it also should make you empathetic to those people who you never feel like this could happen to them. And 99% of the people who hear this story or saw this story, I guarantee you was like, he's a dude. Like, how did this happen to a dude though? How did it happen to a dude though? Like, that exactly what you're saying is exactly how it happened to a dude. The idea that people just don't think that this type of thing happens to African American men, to white men, to Asian men, Mexican men, Latino men. This happens to all of them. These are things that they have to worry about because Whitey will take it. Okay, and I don't have Alex with me to sing the song, but Whitey will take it, and y'all know that. And you don't want what they're taking to be your butt. So some people just go along with it just to be, so it's not worse on themselves than it could be. I'll put it like that. So man, I like you feel like I would have been like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Get the Popeyes, the KFC, and a fucking McDonald's Burger King. I mean, a McDonald's Big Mac with extra sauce on the side. Make it be sour cream and some ketchup too. Put it all on the side because I'm fucking it up. But I'm not fucking with that. Not fucking with that. I can't fuck with that. I can't fuck with that. No. I'm telling on everybody. Get all my sides, get all my fixings, because I'm snitching. I'm sitting in there, Force 48. They get you your Popeyes, they get you your Burger King, they get you your KFC. Yeah, give me McDonald's. Give me the Krispy Kreme. We just got a Krispy Kreme down the street. Put me a Krispy Kreme in there. And when y'all get back, I will have finished writing all this shit out onto this steno pad. And y'all can take that and I'll read it as I eat my food just to make sure we got everything on there right. And if you missed anything, I'll let you know while I'm eating in my Krispy Kreme donuts. Because, nigga, fuck all this shit. Like, fuck that nigga. That nigga didn't even pay this dude. That's what blew my mind is when they went to his girlfriend and she was like, you're doing this for free. And then he started doing his monologue talking about, I was doing all of this for free. He was calling his assistants and secretaries, getting them to do shit that he was all like, nigga, why aren't so he has people who could do the things that you're doing. He's just like, fuck it. I'll just get your goofy ass to do it. You could do it anyway. Anyway, that shit blew me away. No Diddy. We talking about something right now that I have to make sure I say all the no Diddies. Let me read this what Rachel V says here. I'm gonna read these comments, and before we get up out of here, Rachel V says, I know none of the people I'm friends with went to the cops about SA related things because they didn't want the additional trauma of the cops being assholes about it. And Lil Frothy also says, damn, I feel for that. I feel bad for that guy. Yes. Rachel V, I agree. People don't say things because because of the embarrassment of it. I don't, and I would suggest watching it because exactly what you said comes up for him when he's trying to talk to, like Terry was explaining it earlier, where he tries to talk to the police officer and explain his situation, but it wasn't even the embarrassment from what you think was embarrassing for him. Like he was, I'll just spoil a little bit of it. Like he was embarrassed about calling the cops on Martha and not calling the cops, or not having called the cops on his abuser.
Right. That was like a really good like transition into that episode to like drop that bomb on you, where he's like walking into the station and you're like, all right, yeah, you're doing the right thing. She's stalking you. Fucking go the cops, dude. And you're like, wait, why is he having a hesitation? What's wrong with him like now? Like, why are you stuttering about the cops? And then he's like having this whole breakdown of himself, being like, why am I so quick to call the cops on Martha, who hasn't like physically assaulted me or done really anything too much yet? But when someone like went all the way and did something to me, I didn't call the cops on them. Why is that?
Well, also
that like inner perspective that he was having, well, that was crazy.
Yes, but he also was SD by Martha. So.
Yeah.
By that point, at least, and he didn't bring it up, and he also mentioned that he didn't bring it up because he was like, "Well, that was different than the other dude." Like, right? Like he still felt like all that was different, even though it's all the same. It's all abuse. It's all SD. Like it's all SD. He getting SD like he going to San Diego, okay? Like he going to SD airport, okay? It's bad for him right now. And I thought that was a great bit. Like the little details like that, man, it kept me in it. You know what I mean? Because it was getting, if you don't have details like that in this show, it just gets too weird to keep watching. Like it's just so dark. But then like every episode is like, well, I didn't tell you about this. I know it sounds crazy, but I didn't get to tell you about this because this story is wild. So yeah, I definitely suggest. Would you suggest somebody watch this, or would you just say that you got caught up in a vortex of viewership?
I would say I suggest it as a good watch, but definitely give you a warning about like if you have like PTSD from any of these you talked about, you shouldn't really like be warned. Be warned.
Absolutely,
it's definitely triggering. Like I don't really like to use that word at all, but if I were to say something's triggering, this is definitely it.
Yeah, I don't like using the word triggering. I'd just rather use your real words, your emotions. If it pisses you off, it pisses you off. If it makes you sad, it makes you sad. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy.
This could literally trigger a PTSD breakdown. You've experienced this. It does it like realistically. So I was like, no, this is an actual trigger.
Yeah, you're right. Like triggering should be something that you don't remember, like that happened to you in your past, and then something happens, and then it's like, boom! Like this is the trigger. Was that one moment that the detonator was.
This is like throwing firecrackers at a vet, right? Like
at a Vietnam vet.
Like just don't do that
while he's sleeping. Yeah, don't do that, y'all. For safety reasons, do not do that. I don't know if we'll be talking about Reindeer baby Reindeer on any other platforms or later, but you know what? If you're here next Thursday, we might be talking about it. We might give a little attention to it.
Yeah, I would be finished with it by then.
Yeah, maybe Terry will be done with it.
Or somebody else can finish it.
Yeah, I think that's the issue, is that everybody else didn't finish it either. I don't think.
No, Kirsten finished it, but she's sick. So
that's right. Kirsten is the.
She'll be a good person to give a third perspective out of.
Absolutely, we'll do another perspective because it's really a 2-part perspective anyway. I mean, we could have done this entire 3-hour and 40-something minute podcast just on Reindeer Baby. Because of the depth and the other corners of things that we could go into, but we really just today wanted to focus on the dude, the main guy who is the creator and who was the victim of this story. Like, sadly enough, he was the victim of this story. And, you know, I think he tries to explain that the victim of this story really isn't him so much at the end. It's like us, right? Like it's us, everybody. Everybody is the victim in this story because this could happen to anybody. It's a very eye-opening, introspective film that probably didn't have all that introspective foresight and deep thought going on in the moment when it was happening to him, but I'm glad for him, health-wise, career-wise, he was able to not only process it but put it into a show and then make it into a television show and a cast, like build a cast around all these characters. Shout out to him because this was beautifully done. But with that being said, we do got to get up out of her. Y'all. We don't be trying to take up too much of y'all time, but I do have to get Terry to tell you, Terry, I got a question for you, sir. Where can the people find you, sir?
You can find me.
You look like a robe.
What was that? That was not the right thing I was saying. No, there we go. That Instagram handle at T-Ben's Co, where you can get one of these.
Man, y'all's camera zoom in and shit. Almost. Wait, put it now back up a little bit with the pin. There we go. Oh, is it upside down?
It is. Because I'm high.
Socially awkward.
Socially awkward. You can get one of these pins.
Awkward socially, but not socially awkward.
That every time it's funny that I got to do something very awkward and mess up on it every time I show that one particular pin.
Wow.
Well.
It's because of the detail in it, I think, and it's like the text instead of it being like an image.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one, because the other one took a minute to like really focus too. They just think it's your whole finger. It's just like, oh, that's his thumb. That's okay. But yeah, y'all can find him over there at that kind of shit. I can't believe I hit the wrong one.
And where can they find you, Bill?
Yeah, you guys can find me wherever you find the Drunk Banthas. You can find me on the Drunk Banthas channel every Monday Pacific time. Oh, excuse me, every Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. You know what? Hold on. I can't ever do this without this music going. And that's the truth. Channel every Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. And you can also find me right here, me, your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, on the Bantha Bunch Show. We do this right here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. You can also find us on the Drunk Banthas channel doing the Does It Hold Up episodes. Man, it's going down. And you can also find me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the shit will be in the description, but it's all on everything. Drunk Banthas, everywhere you go. Put it in your Google. Listen to the show. We will be back next week. We're going to be talking about... What are we going to be talking about next week? It doesn't matter what we'll be talking about next week. Oh, man, I really wish I meant to do that in like The Rock. It doesn't matter what we're talking about next week. You just better be here. Make some motherfucking comments and likes. Shout out to Little Frothy. Shout out to Rachel V. Shout out to Othelius. Shout out to the Fifth Bantha. And shout out to anybody that I may have missed. Like I said, Rachel V, Little Frothy, and Othelius, Fifth Bantha. We really appreciate y'all. We will be seeing y'all, catching up with y'all here in the future. We'll see y'all on Monday. Peace.